across all the districts, I think that issues of child protection would have been a thing of the past, because the 2 districts we visited, we actually saw the impact these committees are making within their various communities. Children that are out of schools are being haunted by these committees. And we saw the depth of work that these committees are doing in their various communities. And that is something that we feel that as a parliament, if we get involved, the 276 members of parliament, if we all commit to ensuring that we have CCPCs within our districts, I believe that we'll be there. We committed during those 2 oversight visits to push for the establishment of CCPCs. So for that recommendation, I believe that there's been steps already taken to ensure that we have these CCPCs within our various districts.
Member of Parliament for Suhum and member of the Human Rights Committee, Frank Esiedu-Bekwin, says Parliament will work with relevant ministries and use parliamentary instruments to help implement the recommendations.
Last year, we went to Ayensuano, we went to Bibieni, and the reports received in these 2 constituencies were staggering. So
Parliament will continue engaging stakeholders on the best ways to implement the proposed reforms effectively. For Joy News, Deborah Nimwabedu's report read to you.
Well, health professionals are advocating intensified public education and preventive health care, describing it as a very critical step toward saving lives and also improving the well-being of people in underserved communities. Registered nurse and founder of Safe Haven Wellness and Medical Services, Farida Ahmed, stressed the urgent need for increased sensitization on personal health care, regular medical checkups, and early detection of diseases, particularly in remote areas. She made the call during a dental and health screening exercise organized by the Marigold Foundation in Asin South constituency.
The Marigold Foundation, in partnership with the Rotary Club of Dallas and Healing Hearts and Hands, provided free dental screening to more than 500 residents of Asina Moabin in the Asin South District. Speaking during the outreach, Dallas-based oral surgeon Dr. Ted Fields stressed that improving access to healthcare in underserved communities remains essential to preventing avoidable health complications.
Healthcare is super important. Like when we come to the central region, we know there are about 3 million people here. 200,000 of them are in Cape Coast. There's some physicians and dentists in Cape Coast. Once you get outside of Cape Coast, we have 2.8 million people with basically no physicians and no dentists. So they get healthcare when we roll by or when some ophthalmology eye doctor group rolls by, and that's their only opportunity for healthcare. Many parts of the country, because you just don't have that access to healthcare. And in 2026, that's a crying shame. It shouldn't be that way.
The Member of Parliament for Asin South, Reverend John Intim Kojo, noted that the current economic hardship and declining cocoa prices have severely affected the ability of many families to afford proper health care.
Considering the current economic situation in our country, and particularly these parts of the country where the mainstay is cocoa farming. Now the cocoa farmer is worse off because they have reduced their cocoa prices and they are not even releasing monies to pay them. This morning I went through some cocoa farms and cocoa communities before coming here for this exercise. They are crying. The cocoa is ripe. They are not even, harvesting them because they don't even have the motivation to do so. You have those that they harvested from November have not been paid. The price have also been reduced. Can't even cover their costs. So they don't even have the money left for dental care. That's why we are intervening. We'll continue to intervene. This is not the first time I'm doing something like this for my people. So today, what in our local parlance we call kaka is a common thing. But now, at the end of this intervention, there will be a lot of smiles put on the face of our people. And so we'll continue to do all these things because our people deserve this and more.
Founder of Safe Haven Wellness and Medical Services, Farida Ahmed, also called for intensified public education on preventive health care.
We need education. as much education that we can give to people that are especially in the rural areas. They go up and down every day. They eat whatever they have, which they have no choice but to actually do. It doesn't take much. They just need education. They just need to be told. Education goes a long way, and just letting them know that also after these screenings, taking a further step to see a doctor in any of the hospitals or clinics also help. So education is the main key. That's what I have realized out here.
From Asina Mwabin, Abigail Esol reports for Joy News.
Now, the Center for Democratic Movement is demanding urgent government action to tackle the worsening food glut involving cereals in the country. Addressing journalists at a news conference in Accra, the convener of the group, Samuel Duku, outlined concerns surrounding the oversupply of maize and sorghum, warning that the situation is threatening the livelihoods of farmers and also disrupting the agricultural value chain.
The Center for Democratic Movement therefore calls on governments to urgently, 1, establish a national emergency produce purchase program. 2, expand strategic grain reserves and storage infrastructure nationwide. 3, strengthen the National Buffer Stock Company with adequate financing. 4, develop guaranteed minimum pricing mechanisms for critical staples. 5, aggressively invest in agro-processing and food industrialization. 6, improve rural transport and feeder road system. And lastly, create stronger market linkages between farmers, schools, hospitals, and public institutions.
Mr. Duku further highlighted the challenges confronting farmers, stressing that inadequate market access, post-harvest losses, and poor storage systems continue to deepen the food glut.
At a time when vast quantities of perishable food items continue to rot in farming communities due to inadequate storage, weak transportation system, and poor market linkages, one would expect a decisive state-led intervention to absorb, preserve, and redistribute these surpluses as part of a truly productive 24-hour economic model. Instead, what we observe is this disproportionate emphasis on the rhetoric of 24-hour markets without the corresponding investments in the foundational logistics, aggregation centers, cold chain infrastructure, processing facilities, and inefficient distribution networks that make such a system viable. This disconnect reflects a missed opportunity of national proportions. Rather than integrating abandoned or unsold food produce into value chains that operates around the clock.
Well, let's do some business. Rising fuel costs pose a risk to Ghana's 2026 inflation outlook as high oil prices will pass through into elevated energy costs and transport fares. Deloitte has disclosed in its monthly inflation outlook. More in the following report.
According to the report, the Bank of Ghana is expected to slow the pace of its interest rate cuts and adopt a cautious stance amid mounting inflationary pressures. It added that food inflation may rise in the coming months due to seasonality as supply of staple crops such as maize, rice, and cassava is reduced, putting upward pressure on the food index. Similarly, non-food inflation is expected to inch upwards due to rising housing, utility, and transport costs. Deloitte said the pressure from potential exchange rate volatility affecting imported goods and upward adjustments in service costs could also heighten inflationary pressures on the sub-index. Inflation shot marginally by 0.2 percentage points to 3.4% in April 2026, marking the first increase after 15 consecutive months of decline. The month-on-month inflation also accelerated, reaching 1% from 0.1% in March 2026, the highest monthly increase since February 2025.
Well, the next Joy Business Roundtable comes off today on the Joy News channel at 10 a.m. The program will focus on Ghana's extractive industry and the need to reassess the ownership structure of mineral resources in the country. Here's the head of Joy Business, Nana Benyin Brown-Addo, speaking ahead of the discussion.
We even had the African Union developing the Africa Mining Vision, where there was a framework that was guiding African countries on how to make the best out of their mining industry, and also in terms of negotiating with foreign investment and all that. But in Ghana, just recently, and you can actually even trace it to what has happened in the Sahel regions when these Mali, Burkina Faso began to also demand a better benefits from their mineral resources. So there's been this push, and coincidentally, the government's agenda is to have greater Ghanaian participation.
That's local content.
Exactly, in the extractive. So that's where this debate has come up. And fast forward, just recently, there's been a lot of talk, and so that's where we have come from.
All right.
And we further know it's important that we have such a discussion.
That's it for business. That's it for AM News. But don't forget that the AM show is sponsored by Shield Silicone Paint from Azar Group, Syntex Pipes, and Time Herbal Mixture. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we enjoy today's moment, remember to keep your body refreshed and your energy right with Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water. Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water is not just any water. It's natural and mineral rich that keeps you going. So whether you're dancing, cheering, networking, or simply enjoying the moment, Fresh Drop Still Natural Mineral Water helps you stay cool, refreshed, and fully present. So grab a bottle, available in 500 ml, 20-liter jars, and sachets. For bulk purchase or inquiries, call 055-2250-290. Well, that's it for AM News. For more news, I know it, please, I highly recommend you log on to myjoyonline.com. Up next is sports. Enjoy the rest of the show. Have a lovely Tuesday.
Another week is here on the greatest of all time show. My name is Giovanni Clip, and tonight we're bringing you talent. Contestant number one, let's bring Baby Girl. Let's bring. He did it for you.
Cut. Oh, there is a leakage.
Where's the plumber? For quality and durability, insist on Syntex Pipes. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Strong, tough, and reliable. Your perfect match to your trusted Syntex pipe. Syntex pipe, it dey carry water, no wahala. Syntex pipe, it dey make water dey flow. Syntex, strong, tough.
Cadbury hot chocolate, crafted from cocoa, milk, and sugar. Creamy, chocolatey, frothy goodness, rich taste, so satisfying.
Cadbury goodness, the treats you deserve every day.
From Africa to football's biggest stage, you are invited to be a part of it. Feel the rush, the passion of every moment. Don't just watch the game. Live the FIFA World Cup experience. With VIP seatings, exclusive lounges, gourmet dining, priority access at every turn, luxury all around you. Seamless, effortless, exceptional. Because this is more than a ticket. This is your FIFA World Cup 2026 experience. Brought to you by Match Experience Hospitality. Call 055 155 1119 or visit matchexphospitality.com to secure your packages or walk into any Absa Bank branch, our official banking partner, for more information and payment.
Welcome to Sulas Enterprise, the shop that deals in industrial machinery such as generators, rice millers, water pumps, compressors, and mowers. From the smallest to the largest capacity, at Sulas Enterprise, we give you nothing but the best from the best brands such as Honda and Perkins. When it comes to our generators, we also sell mowers coming from brands like Honda, Briggs and Straton, and Oleuma. And when it comes to our water pumps, we offer you brands like Lily, and Pedrolo water pumps. We also sell rice millers for all capacities. We are located at Spentex, Kakalika Plaza. Also, find our various locations as displayed on screen or call us on the following numbers: 0243-839-463 or 0554-154-416 or 0240-541-493.
Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability.
12th Ishmael Yamson and Associates Roundtable Conference is here. Under the theme Unlocking the Next Quarter Century, this conference will spotlight the ideas and strategies shaping Africa's future. BRT 2026 will feature a distinguished speaker lineup including the Minister of Finance, Honorable Kasiel Atuforsen, the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Honorable Dr. John Jinapo, the CTO of Huawei Technologies Company, Augustine Chu, the Chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Dr. Nimoy Thompson, and renowned Pan-African activist, Professor P.L.O. Lumumba. Join us on the 28th of May 2026 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel. Register now at brt.ieyamson.com. BRT 2026 is in partnership with Goldfields, Huawei, MTN, Tex Genesis, Nosme, Gasem, UMB, Lofton Keys Properties, Coronation Insurance, Unicam, Fiducia Data Solutions, Brasica, Vanguard Assurance, Excelsior Global, Coral Reef Innovation Africa, Guosevo, as well as Mojo Pay and People's Pension. Media partners.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
It is 16 days to the FIFA World Cup, and did you know that in 2006, Ghana had the youngest team of the tournament, and Ghana's Asamoah scored the fastest goal. But did you also know that Brazil's Ronaldo became the highest goal scorer of the tournament when he scored against Ghana in the round of 16? And did you know in 2014, when Miroslav Klose of Germany scored against Ghana, he became the all-time leading goal scorer in the history of the FIFA World Cup. Go to Joy Sports social media pages for more facts about the FIFA World Cup as we build up to the tournament happening later this year. And it's a competition that presents lots of opportunities for business institutions, corporate organizations, because Ghana exports billions of dollars of non-traditional goods annually to the USA. So the 2026 FIFA World Cup wouldn't be different. The match between Ghana and England will be in Boston, and so would the Made in Ghana Expo on the 22nd and 23rd of June 2026 at the Envision Hotel in Boston. Latina Travel and Tour, in partnership with the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, invite Ghanaian manufacturers, entrepreneurs, artisans, food and beverage processors, fashion designers, beauty and cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, medical equipment, real estate, banking and finance, building and constructions, and many more to leverage Ghana's World Cup moment and connect with international buyers, distributors and investors in Boston, where traveling fans from all over the world would converge in Boston, the city with the strongest Ghanaian diaspora presence. This expo will showcase Ghana's most powerful commercial business exhibition and business-to-business network with U.S. companies. Register now, call to reserve a booth and enjoy massive global visibility and clinch your share in the huge U.S. export market. Call Latina on 0244-260-789 or come to Latina Travel, located in the Alisa Hotels, Northridge, Accra. This Made in Ghana FIFA World Cup 2026 Expo is powered by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. And also, to be able to witness the FIFA World Cup at the semi-final and the final stages, the only home you need to get in touch with is March Hospitality Experience, the only FIFA authorized agency who have been given an opportunity to sell a small batch of tickets for the semi-final and the final of the World Cup. The semi-final will be on July 14 and 15, and the final will be on July 19. So call us on 055-155-1119 or reach us at sales@matchexp at hospitality.com, sales@matchexphospitality.com, or visit our website www.matchexphospitality.com to secure your tickets. Last year, President John Dramani Mahama commissioned the Auditor General to conduct a forensic audit into Ghana's organization of the African Games 2023. The report has been ready since February 27, and Joy Sports, this is exclusively to Joy Sports, we've been privileged to lay our hands on that document, and we're bringing you some excess of that document. It's about 170 pages. And in fact, we haven't even done 100 pages of the document yet. We're just giving you some excerpts of what we've been able to read so far following the release of the report submitted to the President on February 27, 2026. And Joy Sports has been privileged to have gotten it. These are some portions of it. It says that these were the funds received. A total of 245,515,37.44 was received and spent on the African Games Accra 2023 from the sources listed below. They said despite this expenditure, a total liability of 208,500,000 583,739.49 was recorded as at the date of this report. And as I mentioned, the report has been ready since February 27. This made up of 115,123,020.15. These are in cedis. And in dollars, it's 4,118,155.65. And in euros, it's 188,775.11. So these are the total funds as received, as you see on there. USD sponsorships was 1,415,000. Wells CD was 60,980,000. The CD sponsorship was 11,388,525. Participation, registration, and accommodation was 5,064,741 in United States dollars. Whilst in CD, it was 60,776,900. The gate proceeds, because it was free. So, but they were able to make about 167,394.79. The sale of broadcast feed was $35,000, and in each cities it was 420,000 Ghana cedis. So these were the total funds received, as I mentioned, which you've seen at the top there, which is 245,515,037. Let's go to the other slide where they talk about the infractions or financial irregularities that were discovered by the Auditor General. These were the key people in the organization of the African Games 2023. Number one is the former sports minister, Mustafa Yusuf. He was in office somewhere March 2021 all the way up to 31st December 2024. Alhaji Hafiz Adams, he was the then chief director of the Ministry of Sports and Recreation and later to the Ministry of Health. William Kate, he took over from Alhaji Hafiz as the chief director of the ministry from 26 April all the way up to the end of December 2024. Dr. Akosua, he was the local organizing committee chairman of the African Games, and he was appointed 12 October 2020, and his tenure also came to an end on 31st of December 2024. And Professor Amin Al-Hassan, who is the Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. These are the financial irregularities, according to the Auditor General. The catering, which media reports had said multiple times that it was about 15 million Ghana cedis. A document again, because the entire document that the local organizing committee presented to the government of Ghana, Joy Sports is privileged to have a copy, and we have used excerpts of that copy before. And in fact, maybe very soon, I may share that copy on this show. A regular cost of catering was 2,826,540. And the total in Ghana cedis is 33,918,480. Overpricing of doping test, it was cost in euros, and that is 572,040. So in cedis, it was 8,560,000. Overpricing of accommodation cost in USD is $840,000, and that is about 10 million Ghana cedis. Overpricing of sports equipment is about $332,697. In cedis, it's 3,872,367. Overpricing of vehicle branding and debranding contract. That one was cost in cedis, and it's about 2 million Ghana cedis. Overpricing of vehicle hiring contract. They said it was overpriced by 13,120,226, and I'm privileged to know the person who got this contract. Irregular invoice and overpayment for additional vehicle hiring. That one was also cost in cedis, about 2,201,515. and the excessive rental cost was about 239,520. Now let's bring you the final phase of the irregularities, because in total, per what we've been able to compute, is a little over $40 million. Overpayment of undelivered and unidentifiable sports equipment. And they say that it's about $374,462. In cedis, it's $4,493,548. Unrelated local organizing committee payments in dollars is $487,000. In cedis, it's about $9,249,666. So the total in CD equivalent is $15,093,668. They say irregularity in accounting for games. In cities, it's about $101,292. Irregular training contract with a production room is about $57,000. In cities, it's about 684,000 Ghana cedis. Defective works is about $1 million. And the East City equivalent is like 12 million Ghana cedis. Irregular claims, variations, and rescoping is about $38,991, and in cedis, it's about $447,894,185. Inflicted contracts for works is about 6 million Ghana cedis, 331,506. So in total, in dollars, is $44,898,911.77. So that is the total computation of how much Ghana reportedly overspent in the organization of the African Games 2023. And as I mentioned, it's about 70 pages, and we've been privileged not to read up to even 50 pages of that document. That shows that there are a lot more that I will be sharing with you subsequently. But this is just the, as already spelled out, irregular cost of catering services is what I've already mentioned. And these were the institutions. In fact, I've been privileged because I mentioned earlier that I got the copy, the local organizing committee submitted to government. I had a copy somewhere in 2024, and I've read that document exhaustively. So I'm privileged to know most of the things that are already captured here and comparing them with the other figures. So we'll be sharing more with you in our subsequent bulletins. But if you go on myjoyonline.com, we've already put up a summarized article on this. And that article was published the moment we laid our hands on this document. So that story is currently on myjoyonline.com. Now let's move on and talk Black Stars. And the head coach of the team, Carlos Queiroz, he has named a 28-man squad for Ghana's final match against Wales. Bao Rahman has made a return to the team. Iñaki Williams has also returned. There's also a place for Ali Duseidu and Nioma. They are all back per the squad that was put out there by the Ghana Football Association on a Monday night. So Benjamin Asari, Lawrence Atizigi, Joseph Annan, Solomon Agbasi, and Paul Reverson. These are the 4 goalkeepers he's called up. For the defenders, Bao Rahman is back to the team for the first time since September 2023. Gideon Mensah, Marvin Sanyanya, Ali Duseidu, and Abdul Mumin. Abdul Mumin, he's been out of the team since that era that led to Ghana's defeat against Angola during the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifier against Angola at Bawaya Sports Stadium. Jerome Opoku, Jonas Adeti, Kojo Pompepra, Alexander Jiku, and Elisha Owusu. These are the defenders. But the midfielder starts from Elisha Owusu, Thomas Partey, Kwesi Sibo, Augustin Boachi, Caleb Hirenchi, and Abdul Fattah Issahaku, as well as Kamaldeen Suleimana. Christopher Babonsu, Ernest Nioma, Antoine Semenyo, Brandon Thomas Asante, Prince Kobena Edu, Iñaki Williams, and Jordan Ayew. So these are the 28 players the head coach has called up for that friendly match against Wales on June 2. However, he will submit Ghana's final squad for the tournament on Monday, which is it June 1 or so? Yeah, Monday is likely to be June 1. So that is the day he will be submitting the final squad to FIFA. But it will be made public to us on June 2. And we are hoping to be able to lay our hands on the final squad that will be submitted to FIFA before the Ghana Football Association makes it public. But these are the players the head coach Carlos Queiroz and his technical team called up for that friendly match against Wales. They started preparations for the game on Monday, which was yesterday, ahead of that game, which will be happening on June 2. Now let's move on and bring you other stories. And before we go into details of other stories, let me just tell you something brief about Rep Your Jersey. Rep Your Jersey is happening at the Aviation Social Center, and that is on May 30. We have loads of activities lined up from 10 a.m. all the way up to the final. And after the final, there's going to be an after party. So this year, the final will kick off at 4 p.m. and not the usual 7 p.m. Let's have the logo of Joy Sports and His FM to Rep Your Jersey, just to acknowledge some of our sponsors who have made it possible for us to be here this year. TCL is a major participant. This year's Joy Sports and then His FM Rep Your Jersey is powered by TCL. We also have the likes of SoccerBet, DSTV. They are all partners. They have all contributed to make sure that we are here. There's also MPA, National Petroleum Authority. They are also key sponsors of this year's Joy Sports and His FM Rep Your Jersey, which will be happening at the Aviation Social Center. And then some of the other companies. I don't want to forget some. Your forces, please drop it for me. Let me mention our sponsors, I think, before they come for me for not acknowledging them. Rep Your Jersey, Rep Your Jersey. Find Rep Your Jersey for me. Let me acknowledge our sponsors for making sure that we are bringing them the most exciting UEFA Champions League final ever, which will be happening at the Aviation Social Center on May 30. When your foreman brings it, I'll make sure I acknowledge the other sponsors. But I mentioned it's powered by TCL. They have made it possible for us to bring you this year's edition of the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament. Now let's hear from David Akam. David Akam is a former Ghana international. He's been speaking about Ghana's World Cup. He says that Ghana is in a very difficult group. He also spoke about the fact that the Black Stars should play together as a unit if they want to succeed at a tournament.
It's difficult, especially the group we are in. For us, we just need to pray for them because we can't make the decisions. We can't play for them. We can't make the selection. So for us, we will support them, and I pray and hope that they give everything they have and they do well for the country, for themselves, and for their families.
Daniel Paris said, we have individuals, but we don't have a team. That's what the team has struggled in recent times. From what you've seen of these Black Stars in recent years, do we have a team or we have individuals?
It's difficult to answer that because every time I've watched them, it's difficult to see them play as a team, and it's difficult to see their principles or their tactics that they want to play. It's mostly we have like players that pop up and do something. So at the moment we have a new technical team. Hopefully they will solve the problems that we had before, and they will bring cohesion to the team, and they can play well and win games.
My final question, what must the coach do? He's a new coach. What must he do to be able to win the dressing room?
I think he is a big coach. He's coached a lot of teams, countries, top teams. So I don't think this will be huge for me. For him, he got like experience. So for him, he just needs to be firm, stamp his authority on the team, and do something different from what they have been doing, because what they did before it didn't really work. So do something different from what they did before, and hopefully he can put a solid team together, a team that play as one and trying to win for the country.
That is David Akam, a former Ghana international there. Other countries have already released their scores for the FIFA World Cup. Let's take a look at Colombia and Spain, and then we'll wrap up with the Rep Your Jersey. Let me take a look at the squad of Spain. This is Colombia: Vargas, Montero, and Ospina. These are goalkeepers: Sanchez, Lushumi, Mina, Dita, Munoz, Arias, Mojica, and Machado. Midfielders are Lema, Portilla, Rios, Castano, Puerta, Arias, Carrascal, Quintero, Rodriguez. James Rodriguez, one of the players who dominated the World Cup in 2014. Luis Diaz, Campas, Gomez, Suarez, And not the Suarez, not the one who gave Ghana heartache about 16 years ago. This is Suarez for Colombia, Cordoba and Hernandez. Now let's take a look at the squad of Spain as well. Spain, they have also named their squad. There's Unai Simon, David Raya, and Joan Garcia. Defenders are Cucu Raya, Grimaldo, Kubasi, Laporte, Pubil, Eric Garcia, Marcos Llorente, and Porro. For the midfielders, Pedri, Fabian, Zubimendi, Gavi, Rodrigo, Bena, and Merino. And then for the attackers is Oyarzabal, Olmo, Nico, Yermi Pino, Ferran Torres, Boya, Iglesias, Victor Munoz, and Lamine Yamal. So these are the players put together by Spain for the FIFA World Cup 2026 happening on June the 11th. And the Ghana's launching of the World Cup coverage will be taking place on May 28th. Now, let's talk about Rep Your Jersey. Then we hand you over to the newspaper review team to bring you all the things you need to know happening in and around the country. And as I mentioned, it's powered by TCL, Star Oil, National Petroleum Authority, Didi Shito, Chisco, Soccerbet, Asheshe University, Ayuda, Franco Trading Enterprise, GSTV, Citizen Sports, Heineken, Day by Day Men, and Aquadot. These are the institutions that are making it possible for us to assemble at the Aviation Social Center on May 30 for the final of this year's UEFA Champions League. And it is happening from 10 a.m. all the way up to Mama Calls You, because the final is at 4 p.m. After the final whistle, if there's no extra time around 6 p.m., there's going to be an after party. That's your sports for now. Head on to myjoyonline.com for some more sports stories. We appreciate your company.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley Eco Park.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time, our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the Eco Park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat, undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults? This price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. I'm in the valleys. Keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the vibe. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you. Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
The bottle line has been drawn and history is calling. 2 giants, 1 trophy. Will this be Arsenal's first ever Champions League trophy? Or is PSG lifting it again for the second time in a row? Join your #1 entertainment radio station, Hits 103.9 FM, at the Aviation Social Center as we watch Arsenal versus PSG battle on a giant screen. Ghana, get ready for the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026. This year, we've ramped up the excitement with sports quiz, soccer tournament, the Champions League anthem competition, esports, jammer, and more. All roads lead to the Aviation Social Center. Swag up your jerseys. Wear your football club jersey proudly. And let's all meet at the Aviation Social Center from 10 a.m. to late. Mark the date, Saturday, 30th May 2026. And get ready for lots of fun with friends and family. Entertainment with your favorite Hits FM personalities. Music with a Hits FM DJ squad. And amazing prizes to be won from 10 a.m. to the climax of the UEFA Champions League finale match in grand style. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026 is powered by Joy Sports with support from Joy Prime, Joy News, Joy FM, and My Joy Online, and proudly sponsored by TCL, Inspire Greatness, Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuel for all. Soccer Bet, your best bet for sports betting. Didi Shito, Efiedienye, Heineken, share the passion. Twisco chocolate food drink, power your dream. Ashesi University, educating the next generation of ethical and entrepreneurial leadership for Africa. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app, Abaco Services, baby. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Pafi. Day by day, men, strong and refined. The skincare you deserve. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Citizen Sports Mall, level up your game. Aqua Natural Mineral Water, Obenumanum Bium, DSTV. Feel every moment. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026.
Imagine a family without a home. Imagine a song without a voice. Imagine a church without prayers. Imagine a government without citizens. Imagine democracy without journalists. Imagine a world without the media. Life is full of issues and stories about people, communities, and governments. Stories that have to be told by well-trained journalists. That's why you can't imagine news without Joy News.
Well, thank you for staying with us. Time now to review the news. A lot of matters arising, and Kojo is seated, panelists ready. So much happening in front of the newspapers. I actually see that some of the things we have tabled to discuss as well found expression on the newspapers, and I'm just going to run you quickly in front of the newspapers. Kojo, first, Daily Graphic. Nation launches e-visa platform, free visa policy for Africans. Is on your desk. You're discussing it. What are the implications? I recall that when it was first mentioned, we discussed it right here. But now, that's it. We've launched it. Implementation period. What are the pros and cons? We look at that. And special supplement on Eid al-Adha celebration. So tomorrow, Wednesday, has been declared holiday. Yeah. Why are you when you with me? Arrange your face well. So, quickening farm inputs distribution and the Feed Ghana initiative. Send Ghana has been speaking to government and making some requests. Story is on page 13 of the Daily Graphic this morning. And over 4,000 weapons surrendered during the gun amnesty period. Dr. Bona has been speaking. Story is on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. Kirez recalls Rahman Nyama and World Cup mission. I think he's named his squad, yeah? So, yeah, so he's named the squad that would be meeting. Well, Black Star in Chelsea. Daily Guide.
Black Star.
Black Star. Black Star is what?
Black Star is better.
Than
Chelsea, of course. Why?
I just say you are wearing.
Why?
Because I'm patriotic, I won't engage in this conversation with you. Daily Guide this morning, hate corruption with passion. Reverend Wengam has been speaking. And Kojo, this is the shocker. And I see why you had that shock on your face. Couple arrested for cutting off baby's head in Ewutu. Is it final from Ewutu?
So it's Ewutu
Breku. And so, young couple, the story says that they delivered the baby at home.
Yeah, the name, the town actually is Ewutu Bontrasi.
Bontrasi.
But in Ewutu Breku district.
Yeah. Okay. So, young couple, neighbors suspected that they had the baby at home, but after a while, they had not seen the new baby and they thought to want to look a little further. They found the lifeless body on a refuse dump, right? That's what the story says. But with parts of the baby not found, unfortunately. The mother's age, if you want to find a little over 20.
So the mother is 22-year-old. The name is here, I don't want to put it out. And the man or the father is 26-year-old.
Yeah, that's a story, shocking story. So investigation is still ongoing. And Edubwa and his lawyers grill witness over bank transfer. Stories on page 6 of the Daily Guide. Gold Board, Royal Ghana sign a refinery deal. Stories on page 3. The New Republic this morning. AG reviews Edubwa and his dirty empire in court. Story is in the New Republic. Mosquito stokes NDC fire. We watched that story yesterday on most of our bulletins, and I like to think the story between him and what the decisions they had to take as an NDC party to have won the 2024 elections. As well, yeah, that's the big story on the New Republic this morning. The overseer, Ghana launches 48-hour e-visa system. You want details of it? Is in there. As well, our new buses are designed to offer greater comfort to commuters. Metro Mass MD story is on page 2 of the overseer. The Daily just this morning, Mali probes Adam's sister company over tax evasion, offshore account, royalty breaches as well. And Afoko takes campaign to minority MPs. How is it looking for the fight for chairmanship? You know, that's important because their new reform says that whoever becomes the chairman is the leader of the party, and he still is making his take. NDC explodes over Mahama secession battle. I know it's a story about what happened or what the chairman said he had to do during the 2024 elections. FGM tribal.
And there has been a response from a subtle response.
A subtle, of course. Yeah.
From Aruna. So.
Yeah. Ajosafa Foundation assists Osu Children's Home, and Queen Mother murdered over 50,000 Ghana cedis contract killing deal. That story is also another chilling story. Will send shivers down your spine if you look at it at page 2
because I'm over
of the
50,000.
Daily. Yeah, and also the story has it that land litigations and all of that, and then it was a prisoner that had hired. Like the story is.
I mean, but the people who killed her, allegedly killed her, took 50,000 for it, right? Kojo here for. You take out a soul for 50,000. Anyway.
50,000. It's me top bear weeks 10 or Hezala mode, by the way. That's
by where?
Hezala mode, like just 10 of it. But what's the news without myjoyonline.com? Please visit myjoyonline.com. Top story this morning. Today exactly at 10, you do not want to miss it. To nationalize or transform, Joy Business hosts roundtable on Ghana's extractive future. Conversation you do not want to miss. Of course, so much on myjoyonline.com. Whatever you do, blue is the color. Football is the game.
Anyway, what's the color of your blood?
What's the color of my blood?
Blood.
Blood? Red? Dark red? Something?
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
What the?
Well, but there's a piece in the Daily Guide newspaper, an interesting one. You need to read it. It says, fear, fatigue, and broken systems, why the Ghanaian abroad can't come home. And one subtopic says, why returning home is not a rational economic decision. I want to start from this, but just brief, 1 minute, 1 minute each. Look, all of you have traveled before, but this guy says that returning home is not a rational economic decision. How can we change this? Just a minute.
Rational economic decision.
I'm sorry, I need to introduce all of you because okay. So Mohammed Bataglia is MP for Sisala East and board member of TOR. We have Hobson Adoya, he's director of field operations for the United Party. And then Kojo Poku, executive director of ISTEP and member of the MPP's communications team. We're expecting to be joined by Dr. Bernard Tutubuahene, lecturer in political marketing at the University of Education, Winneba. Yeah, Kojo.
Yeah, before I answer you, can I do a small detour, if you don't mind, please? I want to say good morning to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia this morning, and I say good morning to the leadership of the MPP. But there is a video on TikTok where a woman whose daughter is going back to Asamankesi Senior High School with a laptop. And the woman is now telling the whole world that the laptop has helped her daughter to do a lot of work while she came home. Now, she is thanking JM Aban Papaba.
Okay.
Madam, me patch up. The One Laptop, One Student initiative is Dr. Baumia's idea. It's MPP's idea. It's not JM's idea. It's a fact. Anybody, are you going to challenge?
Dr. Baumia.
Are you going to challenge the one? Hold on. Please, let's not go there. Let's not go there. It's MPP's government's idea. Whether
so it's a Akufo-Addo's idea.
It doesn't matter.
It's not Baumia.
Please. Let me. One thing we.
But his opening remark to you.
It's not Baumia. It's Akufo-Addo.
Allow him.
Akufo-Addo was my boss.
No problem. Allow him.
Akufo-Addo was my boss.
Please. Allow him to make his point.
We all know that the digitalization agenda is Dr. Bawumia.
It's not true.
Please, madam, that laptop your daughter brought home is not from JM. It's not from the NDC. It is an MPP government initiative. Thank you. Now let's go to the document. Let's go to the remarks that you said. Look, when the person says that it is an economic, you see, maybe it's his personal economy, right? It's not easy when you travel out of Ghana, settle out for so many years, and you have to come back for so many factors. If you traveled and you didn't have kids, you didn't marry, then you are coming back on your own. That's a different dynamics. But when you travel to marry, have kids, and you're coming back, that also has its own dynamics. Okay. But let's go with the one where you travel, you didn't marry, you are coming back on your own. You left family behind, and you have to come back from Abuchi. There is a lot of expectations from the one coming home. Honestly, it's difficult for somebody returning from abroad, London, US, Germany, whatever country you went to, even neighboring country, Ivory Coast, right? If you traveled out, to come back and be treated as the same person before you traveled. Kids at home have expectations. So if you cannot meet that expectation when you come back, then it becomes a problem. That is why the relocation back to Ghana is very difficult. I mean, I did it, but like I said, I did it under the wings of somebody that helped me to stay. But I know from 2000 till now, a lot of people have come and most of them have gone back. Okay. And within our friendship, within most of our friends, we say that Ghana had, only the strong survive. So most have come, set up businesses, but close shop and gone back.
But how can we change that?
You can't change it. It's not something that the only thing that we can change is to build structures and make sure that the country is receiving and conducive. On the other hand, a lot has come, made money, and people are envious of their successes in Ghana. Okay. So it's not all bad. I know a lot of people who live in London, US, and other jurisdictions that are actively looking for jobs in Ghana.
All right, thank you. Honorable.
Well, thank you, Kojo. Let me also extend this morning greetings to your namesake, Kojo, here, then Director Addo. I think I also want to say a very good morning to the people of Sisala East. He started on a very interesting note, you know. If you want to spread
you want to go there?
No, I don't want to go there. But if you want to spread the argument, then we'll be remembering Roland Agambri in this country.
Okay. That's right.
We can be remembering that. So sometimes we don't want to be going at that point. Anything that is good is, he says, a Dr. Bobby, but when it's bad, they want to take him off.
When it's bad, he was not given the chance.
He was not given the chance.
But he said he was given the responsibility.
No, his responsibility
his responsibility was not digitization.
Laptop that was being shown.
His responsibility
if somebody showed the Roland Agambila laptop,
you're talking about idea.
I don't forget idea.
You spoke about idea.
Were you his boss?
Were you his boss?
I was with them. I know.
No.
Eslawusu was in charge of digitalization.
With us. Stop that.
You say what?
You are not with us. We have erased all. We've erased all memories of you.
Hold on, gentlemen.
We're talking about the airport.
Hold on, gentlemen.
You're not with us.
Please.
We're talking about the airport. You come in. You're not with us.
Hold on.
You were struggling for power. You were staying somewhere abroad.
Hello.
When we were struggling for power, where were you? Where were you?
You know what, gentlemen. See. It is too early in the morning for us to be heckling each other like this.
It's not too early.
Please. No, it is too early. When someone is making a point... Hold on. When someone is speaking and you have a point to make, kindly note it. When I give you the opportunity, you make it. So that we can have a very free-flowing...
But you ask for Jandam, we don't have space for Jandam.
I am saying
you bring it, we kill it.
But I'm saying that on this show... What you
I understand.
Yeah, write it, and then you come.
When you are talking, I will write down the thing. But when you bring in Jandam, immediately.
I am saying that what you perceive as Jandam, write it down. When I get to you, then you
do take
like you did. Like what you did.
Brought the laptop.
Hold on. Like you did. He didn't interrupt you. He just said he noted it, and then when you go to sign, you want to address it. Take it that way, but don't let us cycle each other. I beg you.
Okay. If the conversation about idea, the idea goes way back. Before even they came to power. So let's put it down there. But I think that if you look at the story, just quickly, as part of the caption, we have fear.
Yeah.
These are two different societies you are comparing, a structured and unstructured society.
Okay.
One has supporting systems, another has demands. And so if you are in a society that at least, I made a point somewhere that the poorest person in a structured society is much more comfortable than the richest person in a disorganized society.
Okay.
For instance, you might be living in the countryside, in a developed country. Maybe you have good roads to your place. Mm-hmm. You have telephone. You have gas.
Good internet.
You have good internet. At a point where it's even difficult for them to travel with you on land, they have air ambulance.
Yeah.
But you can be the richest person here living in Trasaco. If they're supposed to move you from Trasaco to 37 and the road is choked, you are in bad business.
Yeah.
So all these things culminate into the fear we are talking about. More so talking about the demands, but the demand too is the communal nature of our being. We are a communal society. Maybe one person is the one most people are looking up to. You can look at it from that angle. And also,
like you, the MP. Everybody looks up to you.
Yeah, see. That's one aspect. Another aspect we are talking about is the kind of expectation people expect from you as a person. One other important that we are faced with is issues about lack of trust. For instance, others are there, they don't even know who to trust to invest in here. We have seen examples of while they are there, they are struggling to be able to set up something here that will give them some basis or a foundation to come and start life. But when they come, they see something different. So all are issues that create that kind of fear, quote and unquote. But like Kojo indicated, others have also come and they've made it.
Yeah.
But the issue still remains that, yes, there are a lot. It's a huge decision in coming back. People will have to look through a lot. But for instance, those who easily go for school and come back to pick their jobs, they come. Others go there, they are there. They've spent about 5-10 years there. They don't actually even understand what is happening here again. So it becomes some kind of innate fear how to even come and resettle. And it's the same thing. People who stay here in Accra, a lot, who came from village, it's difficult for them to go back to the village. If you are not settled in the village, if you are not connected to the village, it's difficult. So it's not just about abroad. If you are from Tumo, you are from where Akamai community like Bugobele, and you stay here for about 15 years, 20 years, and you've lost connections with Bugobele, it's difficult going back there to settle. Even by the time you go, the generation you meet, you even call a child the woman you because they don't even know you, you've not done any contribution. All those things are factors. So I think that, well, no matter what it is, we have a country to build. Wherever you are, you can help support, let us build the country.
Okay. Hobson.
Yeah,
about this young Ghanaian outside who feels that coming back home is not a best economic decision to take.
I agree with him somehow.
And, but I really want us to know, how do we change? Because if we don't change it, and a lot of our people have this fear of returning, then we are keeping a lot of intellectuals out there, brains that can help us grow as a country.
It's not a peculiar thing to only Ghana.
Okay.
You go to Europe, we have some Europeans that have moved to other parts of the world and they don't want to go back. Are you getting it? Okay. So I just try to understand the whole thing. The rational economic decision this is a choice made by weighing the cost and benefit of various options to maximize personal satisfaction, profit, and then utility.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Now, someone staying in South Africa. South Africa is not all that better than Ghana, but in terms of infrastructure, they are ahead of us. I don't know their systems well, whether it also works like Europe and other things, where you can sit in your room, put in something within the shortest possible time, you get it. When you come to Ghana, it will be difficult. You have to queue. You go there. One thing that they should even put a stamp on, it can take about 1 month before they put that stamp. So all this frustration, when you come to meet it, is something that you cannot cope with. The person has gone through all this before traveling outside. He went there and then he started something. He's making it. Now, all of a sudden, he needs to return. It's not easy to come. So I think for us to move forward, number one, our systemic failure must be checked. We fail in so many stages. So if we put things in order and then our systems are working, nobody will complain that, oh, when I'm coming to Ghana, I will not see this. Like he rightly said, you are living in a better place, Trasacco, East Legon, and the rest. Are you getting it? And then you get into few, oh, let's move you from even East Legon to 37, it becomes something else. Yeah. Are you getting it? The reason why I get here always around 6:15, 6:30 is that if I don't leave my place before 6 o'clock, yeah, I can be in the traffic for more than 1 hour. Yeah. Are you getting it? Yeah. But when I leave there before 6 o'clock, I mean, by 20 minutes, I am here. Mm-hmm. So we need to put systems in place so that when people are coming back, they will not feel. Yes, it's true. Like he said, you are in Accra for all this while. When they transfer you, let's say you are working. Kojo, as you are sitting here right now, if multimedia decide to transfer you to maybe a new station in my hometown, let's say Ho, it will be difficult for you. You'll find it very difficult. Okay. You will go all right, but it will take some time to cope with the system. Are you getting it? So we are just telling them to weigh losing your life or coming back home and then start everything afresh. For me, I would choose coming home and then start things afresh. Then I will be there for me to be killed. Okay. That will not be proper. So we'll encourage them. If they are watching us, we'll encourage them. It's a home sweet home. Mm. Whatever be the case, you can start something and then you will make it. Yeah. It's not compulsory that everybody should be a millionaire. That's what Ghanaians must know. It's not mandatory, Kojo. It's not mandatory that everybody should live in East Legon. Yeah. It's not mandatory that everybody should be in Trasacco. No. Are you getting it? So once we get this understanding, taking some of this decision will not be all that difficult for us. Are you getting it? Yeah. But you say, hey, Kojo is on Joy News. I'm also a journalist. I should be on Joy. I mean, that is, it's not possible. Yeah. You have to go gradually.
And you bid your time.
And you
work for it.
That's right.
Yeah, your time will come.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So let us all come together and make sure that at least we do the right thing ourselves so that when people are coming back, like Kojo said, he was enjoying somewhere, but he came by the grace of God. It's making it big time. Yeah. So I think
in all the discussion, one thing I take is the development of systems.
Systems, very key.
Because when you guys mentioned about the travel between East Legon and 37, for example,
that's right.
I remember the story someone told me. The person lives in one European country. Mm-hmm. He said, when his wife was pregnant, they detected that one of the children will have a hole in heart.
That's right.
So when it was about time to deliver, a chopper took her from their home and flew her to a specialist hospital, and so they were able to save both babies. They were twins, you know. So he says because of that, he does not have any inkling to come to Ghana. And could you, if he was in Ghana, he would have lost the baby.
These choppers. Mm. Are you telling me Kolebu cannot procure choppers?
Anyway,
looking at monies that people pay. You see, that's why I'm saying that it's not compulsory that we should all be billionaires. People get to work and be thinking of their pocket, how they can amass wealth
themselves
instead of maybe leaving a name.
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
They don't care about leaving a name.
Yeah.
All they need is to make sure they amass wealth, and that's our problem.
Yeah.
Once we have that, you see, that's why the GTP always I refer to. United Party is the only political organization that have in the manifesto behavioral and mindset change as a policy.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Okay.
Let us look at that. Let us change our mindset Let's change our behavior, the way we do things, and make sure we build a stronger system for all of us to enjoy.
All right. Thank you very much. Now let's come to our issues. Let's begin from the economy. Now, we understand CD has become the worst performing currency in sub-Saharan Africa. Really, whereas it is a case for worry.
So who said that?
Oh, data. If you look at the deterioration of the city over, I think, over the quarter, the second quarter, we've become the worst performing in sub-Saharan Africa. But that's really a question.
Reported by who?
But that's what I'm saying, that data points to the effect.
Data by who?
I'm going to get it for you.
When he was being trumpeted as the best performing, did you ask reported by who?
Who come to it? That's why I'm asking. But reported by who?
Research it.
So that we can deal with it.
Are you going to attack the source or attack the substance?
But can I start with it?
No. I'm going to get it for you. If you check myjoyonline.com, it says Ghana cedi, which has suffered a steady decline in recent weeks, has now become the worst performing currency in sub-Saharan Africa and one of the worst performers on the continent. According to multiple analysis, including publications by Reuters, using data from the London Stock Exchange Group, the cedi has suffered a steady decline so far in 2026, thereby assuming the unenviable position of the worst performing currency in West Africa on a year-to-date basis. So yes, that's the source for you. They are using multiple sources, but if you look at the London Stock Exchange, which has reported a steady decline for the cedi in 2026. That's it there. Let me start with you, Honorable, on this one. Must we be worried, really?
No. There's no anywhere, because if you speak to analysts, people who are in the financial space will let you know that this is naturally cyclical, rather than an indication of what a disaster looming. And because in the first quarter of every year, most likely, they blame that on repartition of what? Dividends. And also talking about the high demand of what? Dollar by corporate institutions and other things. And then besides that, if you look at generally, we are talking about 8-something% depreciation, is that not it? And that we sincerely will say that yes, even though it's declining, it's depreciating, it is not like the roller coaster fall that we saw.
So it's declined by 10.28%.
10.28%, yeah. So it's not like the roller coaster developed, because even this decline is a bit steady. It's gradual, not that it's falling.
Sharp.
It's falling that sharp. So I think that it's just the operations of the time that is making it happen this way. And I believe that I'm sure we'll be seeing some positives by the end of the second quarter. Clearly, if we just oppose this decline as per the 2024, you can see by mid-year, we were experiencing 19-point-something% of decline. Even it went as high as to 24%, then came back around November to about 19% again before we departed a year into what? 2025. So if you want to compare both, in actual sense, I think that our city suffered much more depreciation in 2024 compared to 2026 that we are talking about. You can even say, even at the early stages of 2025, we had that kind of 6% decline. But fortunately, we were able to improve it. It even went up to as high as to, if you peg it per dollar, that's about almost 40% appreciation. Now, if you are experiencing this depreciation of 10%, 10.2%, like the analysts will say, they think that there's no any cause to worry. It's just that it's a time that this things would normally happen. But even that fall is not as bad as compared to previous. But clearly you can also see that discipline in terms of physical, making sure that we do things prudently, we'll be able to keep the system moving. But I think that we have a very resilient economy, we have a very resilient CG that will match up. Like the president put it succinctly, that we do not just arrest the dollar, we train the city to become stronger enough to fight what? Against the dollar. That's what we are doing. And I have no fear that this will not cause any alarm, looking at how things are expanding out. That's just my brief comments.
Okay, all right. Let me introduce Dr. Bernard Tutubuahene, lecturer in political marketing at the University of Education, Winneba. Doc, good morning. Welcome. If you hear that the city has declined and is now the worst performing in sub-Saharan Africa, what does it mean to you as an ordinary Ghanaian?
Yes, good morning to Hobson.
Good morning, Doc.
Kojo?
Yeah, morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning to our viewers. I think that I get a bit confused. At one point, we see these rating agencies saying that the economy is performing well. Then, and at another instance, we hear that our currency, of which is the basis for the economy, is equally not doing well. It brings some level of anxiety and some sort of questions that needs to be answered. But if you check, the narratives and all that, the bottom line has to do with the fact that what drives the city itself and the economy is not strictly based on macroeconomic performances. And it probably would have to do with issues regarding exchanges, which the city is at the center of it all. And so what it means to the ordinary Ghanaian on the streets is that if the city basically is not performing well and macroeconomic indicators are performing, well, it probably would suggest that some value of the city may be lost, to certain market tradings and indicators. And what it means is that probably, like Honorable was trying to explain, it probably may not last that long. Again, we could also see that the trend of depreciation is not as sharp as probably it may be. So what it means is that there may be some cedis, some pesos lost, when it gets to the trading interface. And so a bit of consumer losses, on the markets, which means that some marginal increases in the cost of living, to the average Ghanaian. And so we expect that probably the policymakers, those who are in charge or directly in charge of our economy, the Ministry of Finance, Bank of Ghana, the financial sector and all, will learn to probably merge, the macroeconomic issues and then the performance of the city. I think that one thing that we usually talk about and which I see some level of tardiness on the part of, governments in this country has to do with the fact that we seems to be so much focused on how do you call it, the service sector, more than probably the manufacturing sector. I mean, when you check, the performance of the Ghanaian economy, the service sector seems to be leading. Of course, you cannot blame Ghana entirely. Obviously, across the world, service sector controls more than 60% of GDP. And in our case, I believe that service sector, I think the State of the Ghanaian Economy Literature, which was issued by ISE, the service sector also leads, Ghana's economy in terms of GDP contribution. Now, what it means is that there's so much focus on the service sector. And it seems to be some kind of neglect in the manufacturing sector, which, of course, facilitates, production of tangible items and all that, exports and all that. And the next thing is that we also appear so much interested in the export of, raw resources.
Okay, all right.
And until we get to that point that we would invest in manufacturing, get to that point where we would invest in value creation of the natural resources that we have, you wouldn't be going anywhere.
Okay.
You'll be hearing, some of these news and all that. Okay. At the end of the day, if you are not careful, it is, consumer panic that we will be seeing. Right. So I would probably suggest that we have politicians on the table. It should be a policy, a deliberate policy-driven economy based on manufacturing and value addition.
Okay.
And we will get there.
All right. Hobson, let's begin on that point, because if you read the story, it says, as Reuters report noted, demand for forex from importers is fueling a, quote, steady slide of the cedi. Now, the report concluded, quote, is on a depreciation path due to persistent FX demand, with traders expecting the trend to continue, end of quote.
Okay.
So,
the writers, the original writers or the MPP one?
Why do we have...
Yeah, there's another... Yeah.
No, Reuters is Reuters.
Check it.
My brother, answer the
Check
question.
it. I will come to it, but I want to put it out.
What does everything have to be politics for you?
Huh?
What does everything have to be MPP for you? You've left the party.
Reuters is Reuters. I don't know about any.
Reuters is Reuters. This way you have MPP Reuters. Hobson.
Do you know that we have DW in Ghana here? Do you know?
DW.
Yes.
The Chavila.
Yeah. DW. But the full meaning is not the Chavila. DW. So when you see online DW news, check it. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm telling you. It's
but I'm coming.
You let me go.
This is my Joy Online. Sourcing Reuters. Joy Online will not source any other Reuters apart from the Reuters.
Good. So let's move on.
So you should have any other question in the first place. Let's go.
How difficult?
I think
how difficult it is to defend this.
Okay, let's make progress. Let's make progress. Stay on.
I'm coming to share my opinion, not to defend.
Yeah, share your opinion.
Are you getting? I agree with Doc and then the Honorable with their statement. But you see, when we say Ghana cedi is the worst performing currency, that one I disagree. Yes, we all agree that there is a depreciation. Are you getting it? We agree. But it cannot be described as the worst performing currency.
No, hold on there. Now, when they are comparing depreciation of currencies, sub-Saharan Africa, and yours is probably at 10, the remaining are below it. Yours is the worst. It doesn't mean the worst as in...
Kojo, let me break the point.
Cedinary, what you are explaining.
But if you look at the depreciation and they say it is the worst.
Within that period.
Which period? What was the period?
The quarter.
The quarter.
The first quarter. Don't worry. I will deal with it.
Deal with it.
Bank of Ghana said that they are pegging our cedi dollar rate between 10 and 12 because of exporters they need to think about them. It could have come to maybe 2 cedis, 3 cedis, 1 cedi. Are you getting it? But when you do that, you are going to disadvantage the exporters too. So let us run between 10, 12. As we speak today, how much is the dollar cedi the same? I just Google it, it's 11.6.
Yeah.
We are not even up to that 12. Now, a simple search.
That's the interbank.
Yeah. No. I mean the Google one, 11.6.
Yeah, that's it.
So the interbank will be lower than...
No, interbank is 11.6. Bank of Ghana rate they put on their Twitter is 11.6.
So when you go to the black market, it will be different.
Black market is 12.45.
Why you Google a dollar to...
No problem.
Listen. Listen. I used to change dollar. So when you Google cedi to dollar, the amount that will give you, that is the black market one. No. It's not interbank. Oh, no, I'm telling you.
Bank of Ghana.
I am telling you. I used to change. I am telling you this.
Bank of Ghana is on Twitter. On their Twitter page, it's 11.
Quote it now.
I'm telling you what it is.
Yeah, go there, and then show it to Kojo.
I'll show it to you. Don't worry, I'll show it.
Kojo, a simple search. Ghana cedi. Listen, I just want to read this. Ghana cedi functions as lower middle income developing market currency, which global strength. Because I want you to pay attention.
Okay, what you asked them to do on the Twitter page of or X page of Bank of Ghana, US dollar buying at 11 cedis, 61 pesos, selling at 11 cedis, 63 pesos. Pound buying at 15 cedis, 61 pesos, selling at 15 cedis, 63 pesos. Euro 13.48, selling 13.49.
No problem.
So the 11 is what about
11.6.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. It's 11.6. No problem. We've not exceeded the 12, so no problem.
That's like elephant.
Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So developing market currency, whose global strength very heavily on the valuation against major international currencies. Now, historically, known for high volatility, the cedi experienced remarkable resurgence after previously ranking among the world's worst performing currencies. Now, tracking the current strength of cedi requires this. Global rankings, listen. Global rankings and performance, supported by gold-backed interventions, fiscal discipline, and export revenues. The cedi emerged as one of the world's best performing currencies, recording significant appreciation against the US dollar. Today. This is it.
Which year?
Yes. Which year? You just Google the performance of the cedi. It will come. You will get it. Now, let me go.
No, but if you are reading from something, you should tell us which year it is.
2026.
Okay.
Let me give you this. African Leadership Magazine, April 2026. Listen. Top 5. Let me give you the listen. Top 5 strongest African currencies. Top 5 strongest African currencies. Number 1, Tunisia. Number 2, Libya. Number 3, Morocco. Number 4, Ghana. So why can you say that this is the worst performing?
The source you gave, is that what's the name?
We have African Leadership Magazine. You can Google it.
So you trust that one against Reuters?
Apart from that, you just Google the strongest currencies in Africa. Don't add any, you just Google. It will give you this. So for someone to say Ghana cedi is the worst...
And this article was published when?
2026.
When?
April.
Now, this one says, as of May 2026,
yes,
several financial reports and Reuters market analysis. Remember, Reuters market analysis even influences what the exchange rate that is applicable in the market, becomes. Now, it says, according to it, Ghanaian cedi has recently become one of the weakest performing currencies in sub-Saharan Africa on a year-to-date basis. So they are comparing 2025 as of this period and 2026.
So it cannot make it the worst performing. That is my argument.
Oh, you are also not following the thing that Reuters is saying. Saying that if, let's say, in May 2025, the cedi was at 10, and today it is at 11.6, it tells you that if you compare May 2026 to 2025, the cedi isn't performing as of last year. Now, if you compare several currencies within the same period, cedi's depreciation has been rapid than other currencies. That's all they are saying.
And then, so I'm saying that we cannot just come and sit here and say cedi is the worst performing currency in Africa. We cannot do that. What are you talking about? Because the economy is being rated at B. And you can come and sit and say that this. No, I don't think so. Are you getting it? Yes, it is true that when you compare it to last year, it has depreciated.
Yeah.
We don't have...
And they are saying that this is due to demand for foreign currency, especially from the energy sector.
Look, we have the reserve. The dollar is there. If you are traveling right now, whatever dollar that you want, you get it. So what is the point? Are you getting it? You see, this type of report, at times, it comes with what we call propaganda. Look, let me tell you something, Kojo. The routers or whoever, those people, they don't mean well for Africans. They don't mean well for Africans. When the economy was rated as junk, I disagree. I disagree. Because a junk economy cannot pay workers at the end of the month. A junk economy cannot fulfill some of the obligations at the end of it. Are you getting it? But we all took it and then we were blowing it up and down. I mean, those people, they don't mean well for us. They want us to always go to them. They want us to come and be begging for their assistance. So, for me, our currency today, nobody can convince me that it's Nigeria here and they are doing better than Ghana. What are you talking about? When you take CD,
are you speaking to data or feelings?
You say what?
Are you speking to data?
Who puts the data there? Who puts the data there? Okay. As we speak today, $1 is 11 CD, 60 pesos. True of us.
On what Bank of Ghana is quoting?
Yeah. Not that on what.
Not reality. Okay. So I know that what happens is that if this is what Bank of Ghana is selling to the banks, the bank will also add some bit of markups. So when you go to the bank today, it will be a bit above this.
But
and then the forex goes on the market.
It will not go more than even 20 pesos or so.
Okay.
At worst, 10 pesos.
But he says he bought some yesterday.
4.45.
Okay.
So
from which bank?
No.
From which bank?
It's a black market. So we don't even.
From which bank?
I bought dollar yesterday
from black market.
The Forex Bureau at 12.45.
Okay, which Forex Bureau?
Move on. Conclude for me. We'll come to it.
No. You see, if Bank of Ghana is listening, they should find out where he bought that 12.5. Then they should go there and then deal with it.
Are we in a communist country?
You say?
Are we in a communist country?
Oh, please.
We are in a capitalist.
Free market doesn't mean you can do things.
Somebody selling something.
No. There are rules about that.
So you
can you tell me that commercial bank can give me a loan and say he's giving 100%
Let's stop this
interest?
My brother.
No, you cannot come here and then be doing this kind of propaganda.
Okay, so
no.
You were asking of sources, right?
Which one?
The depreciation of the CD.
Who was asking?
You asked Kojo.
And I provided Reuters for him.
You were speaking, Kojo too was asking.
That's right.
So let me give you.
He made a deliberate point. That one was a deliberate question.
No, so let me give.
Let me progress.
So the benefit of,
because we are using Reuters report.
Okay, so
that's where the MPP one. They know that one.
And then my job and I cannot use
so
let's move on.
No, I'm saying
he's also a researcher. So maybe
for the purposes of credibility.
Okay. So as for the credibility, we know that Reuters is credible.
So the London Stock Exchange Group had given a depreciation of 10.28 to the Ghanaian cedi.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Reuters issue is there. But even the Bank of Ghana in mid-May, the summary of economic and financial data also gives 8.4%.
That was what I was quoting.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the three credits.
So Bank of Ghana is giving 8.4.
Yeah.
Okay. In mid-May. Yeah. And then this one was April. The London one was in April.
No, beginning of May.
It was in
beginning of May.
So which one do you trust? Bank of Ghana and London. I'm coming. I'm coming. Bank of Ghana, who is in charge of our CD, is saying that it has depreciated 8 point something.
8.4.
And someone sitting in London say 10 point something. Which one do you believe?
So probably
I'll take it as a rhetorical question. I don't need to answer.
You take which one?
It's a rhetorical question,
Please,
right?
can I come
So let me bring.
No, it's not rhetorical. I'm just asking you.
Let me bring in Kojo. Go ahead.
I'm not Kojo. Good morning, my brother. Kojo. Come on. I mean, Kojo for the air. It's a good thing. Kojo, good morning.
Kojo, I've not landed, and then you are
Please
taking
land.
it.
You are taxing too much.
No, but is he
speaking for 20 minutes?
Let's make progress, because when it comes to even our health, there are several things about Ghana that we rely on international sources as well.
No,
so
what I'm
that
saying
cannot be
is
a
that
question.
if Bank of Ghana, who is responsible for our CD, is saying 8%, someone sitting in London cannot tell me 10%, and I will believe the London one. No.
Okay, that's fine. All right.
You know, last year when all the portals reported that the CD was the best performing currency, my brother did not argue the source. Did not fight.
It was from Bank of Ghana.
Did not know my Joy Online. If you go to Joy Online, if you go to City News,
Joy pick it from Bank of Ghana.
Please, can I speak? When you're speaking, I was quiet. Please, I beg you.
So don't be drawing me.
Let me speak. When you're speaking, I was quiet. I beg you. Joy reported the best performing currency. City News reported the best performing currency. Everybody was hailing it. All communicators, the NDC plus one, and all the NDC were on all the various media stations hailing that the currency is the best performing currency. But you see, Kojo, the most important thing that Ghanaians have to understand is that when we, the MPP, were in government, and we came up with the domestic gold purchase program, and we came up with the gold for oil, gold for commodities, and all the initiatives that Dr. Bawumia came up with, right? We knew that if you go full throttle and pushes the currency down, there are consequences. You know, the governor at the time, Governor Addison, he knew his onions. He cautioned the government at the time that, look, you can do this. Push the currency down, but these are your pros and these are your cons. And we listened, and we basically hasted slowly. The NDC came in, they saw the blueprint, and went full throttle, bringing the currency down to 10.4. For the whole of last year, they kept the currency between 10 and 11. There are three major types of how you manage your FX. There is the pegged fixed currency mechanism, where the Bank of Ghana can decide to fix the currency at a rate and basically dictate that it stays there with certain backing of certain gold or certain things, right? Then there is the free float. That one, you can do some intervention to basically keep it there. It's demand and supply, but you can keep it there with some interventions, which is what Ghana we are doing. Demand and supply, yes, but because they found the blueprint that we had, which is basically use the cedis you have to buy gold, sell the gold to get a lot of dollars, and keep the dollars and be pumping the dollars into the system. But Kojo, I sat on this platform and said something. I said that if you have a beast in your house, and the beast like to eat a lot of meat, you have two options. Either tame that beast, or go out and buy 40-footer container of meat. But there's one thing that is going to happen. No matter how many 40-footer container of meat that you have, because you have not tamed that beast, he's going to finish that meat in your 40-footer. And that is what they did not recognize. The NDC said they were going to reset. NDC should tell us Ghanaians what one major policy they have implemented that tames the demand of currency in Ghana. One policy. None. They have not done anything that tames. You see, when you read the report said that the demand for dollar, it is what is driving this. Last year, when the Bank of Ghana have not made those losses, they were just pumping, feeding the beast. Today, because of the losses and the negative equity of almost 100 billion Ghana cedis, Bank of Ghana is treading cautiously in that approach. So now, Bank of Ghana is stuck. You have a certain reserves which you want to grow. You can't be using that reserves to be pumping like you were doing last year. Again, I have sat on this platform and said that next year, government needs $15.3 billion to pay its obligations. And a source for that 15.3 has to be some of the reserves that we have. So if we deplete our resources on the reserve side by basically trying to bring the dollar to the city by pumping like we're doing last year, by next year, we will not have any dollar reserves to pay the obligation we have next year. That is the dilemma the government and the Bank of Ghana has. It is not about what my brother is trying to pull wool over the Bank of Ghana. You see, let's discuss these things in the arena of economics. Let's not just sit there and say that there's an economy that is rated by Fitch for B and all these things. How can the city be sliding? The city is a simple demand and supply. There are people demanding for the dollar. We don't have enough dollar to meet the demand. And that is why the currency is sliding. People said last year, and I corrected Professor at that time and said that, look, when Professor said that we sold the gold and made billions in revenue, right? And I said, no, we did not. What the NDC doesn't recognize, a lot of my brother Hobson doesn't recognize that, in 2016, before the NDC left, the only way to stabilize our dollar to the city was the influx from cocoa and when we go to the bonds market. That were the two main times we stabilized our currency.
Not oil.
Oil revenues did not come in that interval. The oil revenues coming into the Petroleum Holding Fund is not as much as the two events, which was the syndicated loan from cocoa in 2016. I'm talking about 2016. Before 2017, before the NDC left, the two major sources of major forex inflow was the syndicated loans for cocoa and when we go to the bonds market. Now, you remember that at times when my brother says something that is cyclical, what the Bank of Ghana was doing was something called a swap. Bank of Ghana goes to AfroExim and tell AfroExim that gives me $900 million over a period of, let's say, maybe 2 years. Every 3 months, when my receivables in dollar is low, you give me a certain amount of dollar for me to service my dollar demand. Then when my syndication loan comes in for cocoa, I'll give you back that money. Or when I go to the Eurobond and I make money, I'll give you that money. I know this because the last swap that was done by Bank of Ghana, my company did it. Okay? So look, we introduced this new theory of that if you do not want to have pressure on your city, the theory of if you do not want to have a lot of pressure on your city, you have plenty city in the market. Use that city to buy gold, sell that gold to get a lot of forex. And that has helped the NDC in 2025. But they have not, and I repeat, they can challenge me and state one policy that the NDC has instituted when they've been in power that has now brought down the value of the dollar to the city. You can tell me.
Even if they are stripping and the city is appreciating, that stripping is a policy. No. Tell me if I'm wrong. If they are stripping alone and then the city is appreciating, is it not a policy?
Let me quote Felix on your renowned platform. He said, my brother and his people, they always try so much with that to cloud His Excellency, the former vice president and the flag bearer of MPP with borrowed clothing. Do you know why? Anything that appears to be good, the idea came from him. But you just did a comparison of year on year that even in the first quarter of 2025, we experienced depreciation of CD by 6%. Is that not it? We experienced it. It's not that when we took over power, it was just rising. No, that was not it. So if you say you were even appreciating it, no, the city was even depreciating to the point of 18%. And I quoted it here. You had the ball, you did everything, but you were able to introduce DDEP. And you had this fantastic idea that took our city close to 18 cedis per dollar. You couldn't bring it down. So those are the issues we are talking about.
But didn't the city start appreciating under them?
No.
It went to 17 and then it came down.
I made that point here. Mm-hmm. It went as high as 24% depreciation and came down to 18. That was in November before they exited. Yeah, but when we came, and I'm telling you, when we came, between the first quarter, it depreciated by what? 6%.
Yes.
I made that point.
And the question I'm asking is, doesn't it show that then the ideas started to yield some results?
No, when you say the idea, people can do things that we've not brought in. Let me even give you an example. The idea of the gold, we have gold for oil issues came.
Yeah.
We spoke about it here.
Gold for reserves.
Gold for reserves. Is that not it?
Yeah.
But one other thing that we are speaking about here is how our resources were being depleted. We are talking about repatriation of what? Dividends. It's part of the reasons, apart from the energy sector demands of what? The forex. The repatriation of what? A dividend by corporate or institutions that we have in this country is part of the reasons. Yeah. And we were here in this country, reports came. I listened to your news network too. They will tell you that at one point in 2024, let me give an example, 4 billion worth of gold taken to what? Dubai. What came back into this country was 2.8. Over 1.7 billion dollars worth of what our money didn't come back. So today, if we have a very robust system that brings everything back to benefit the Ghanaian, how bad is it? And you tell us we are doing nothing?
You talked about dividend. Have you stopped repatriation of dividends?
No, well,
you mentioned that repatriation of dividends. No, but he said repatriation of dividends. He mentioned it. Have they stopped repatriation of dividends?
In the area of gold.
We're talking about gold. Repatriation of dividends is a different conversation.
Let's make this point. The point I'm making, that's where I even said it's cyclical, because this things happen within the first quarter of every year. That's why I use the term cyclical. Not because they go to borrow knowing that it will go back. That's not my point. You made that explanation. But I am saying cyclical because within this specific space, some issues will happen naturally. Because businesses are here. You encourage, like you sat here last week and encourage us not to talk down international investment because it's very important in this country. So you cannot bring somebody to come and do investment in your country and you ask the person to take back, not to take back their money. So I am saying that as part of the reasons why we are suffering this is because at this period, people are repatriated. But I am sure by close of the second quarter, we'll begin to see the improvement again. That's what I made that point here very strongly. So if you are saying that we did nothing, for at least we stopped out those leakages that we were seeing in 2024. So that was nothing. So sometimes we see when you ask that same question, like, it's just like that kind of cliche that went around. Can we point one single policy with social intervention? That kind of conversation.
But you don't have a social intervention.
Really?
Name, no, but so you say it. When you say you have it, don't say really. Then you name it. You don't have.
No, when you say, for instance, let me give you me, as Mohammed sitting down here, not even literally. You see the agenda 111. The agenda 111 that came. If you ask me the reason, I will tell you that because at one point in time in this country, President John Dramani Mahama was seen as somebody who actually invested so much in the health sector. They could relate to many hospitals he built. People wanted to undo him. That's why they brought that policy without even an idea.
Many projects he started. He started. The Aerojet projects were started but not finished. Let's not. You see, the data is there. The Aerojet projects were started. So many projects President Mahama started.
No, he ended many.
No, please.
He ended many.
Name two that he ended.
Okay, fine. A rich hospital. He ended.
Rich hospital was not part of Aerojet. Please.
You are talking about
Aerojet project.
He's talking about health center. You are talking about project.
I'm talking about hospital.
Kojo, stop that. Kojo, stop that. He's talking about health sector. He's not talking about Aerojet.
I'm not talking about.
No problem. Let's stay on the economy. Let's move on.
Very good. If you are talking, the second one was even the issue where University of Ghana, UGMC.
That's right.
Where even
I say let's stay on the.
No, let me.
You coming on?
No, let him. That's the work we do here.
Okay.
Here. Then a minister of health, what was it? Adimamenu. Said they went there and said that they didn't have plant. You who went there exposed him that there was a plant there. So to talk down what President Mahama has created, the impact he has created in the health sector, that's what they introduced the agenda.
No, but that one I would disagree with you. No, we're all in this country when in the advent of COVID,
yes,
we had the health sector was under stress. And the president then said, because of what we have seen, we have come up with an idea to try to construct one hospital in each district. Wasn't that the case?
You see?
Because if if your argument holds, then it would have held. It would have held if it was the case that when they came in 2017,
so we did that because we did that because of
that's the reason they gave us.
They gave us. You see, so I'm telling you, the politician will not come and tell you.
On the economy that is failing.
I bet who's economy is failing.
This is economy. Stop that. You read your media budget. You read your media budget and Wall Street here.
Let me tell you.
Your dollar is backsliding. Talk about it.
After 2024, this city we are talking about was the fourth worst performing currency one
in the world. Came in 2025.
In the world.
Yes, but in 2025 it was doing well.
Today.
No, in 2025 it was doing well. In 2025 it did well.
No, within this period.
In 2026,
let me make this point.
It didn't do well. No, discuss that one.
It's still doing well. It didn't do well. It picked up from in the second quarter. Today we are talking about year on year.
Do you know that the Ministry of do you know that as far back as September, October, the Ministry of Finance was trading dollar at 11.2. They were telling it's a document.
When?
Last year September.
But even that
11.2.
Even that.
11.2.
Is it not better than your
See, they were telling the whole Ghana that dollar is 10.4. Meanwhile, the internal Bank of Ghana document shows us that the Ministry of Finance was using 11.2.
Kojo, even that
last year
is far better than the system that we took.
But discuss your worst performing.
We have. Let me come to. Just a moment. Doc, I beg you, just a moment. We have some indicators that is used to determine whether the economy is doing well or not. Is that not right?
Yeah.
So is Kojo Poku telling us today that those indicators are bad?
Which indicators are they?
I.e. the inflation, the interest rate, and the rest.
Let me explain
your exchange rate.
Okay,
I'm coming.
Ask me a question. Let me explain something to you. You're a man, I'm a man. When we go to a shop to buy a shirt, we use our neck size to buy shirts.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You say I'm neck size 17.
Yeah.
And when they give you that shirt, the sleeves, everything fits perfectly.
That's right.
Do you know why? Because when you say that you are neck size 17, and that parameters on you is of a certain standard.
That's right.
You see, the economy we have today is not a 3.5, 3.8 inflation economy. That's the mistake you guys are making.
Who told you?
Bro, you asked me a question. I'm telling you.
Who told you that?
Okay.
The same measurement you were using. Saying that.
I'm coming. Hold on. You see, hold on. I'm coming, gentlemen. Hold on.
That is why.
Let him land, and then we can all counter.
You see,
land.
The issue is that you need a certain growth of the economy, your GDP growth.
Yes.
You need to finance your deficit. Now, when you have a certain amount of deficit to finance, and you need a certain GDP growth, you don't expect those GDP growth and to be able to finance a certain budget in your economy with a 3.2, 3.5 inflation. The Bretton Woods and those companies that have 3.2, they don't do more than 6% growth in GDP. You see, what I'm saying to you guys is that when I speak, a lot of people look at me like the way you're looking at me. We will read the media budget. Yes. When we read the media budget, and you guys will now start appreciating the rot.
You understand? You understand economics more than Baumia.
No.
You understand economics more than
Baumia is better.
Let me.
You not allow me to.
Oh, you coming? Where is you coming?
That is why.
But today, I relax.
Relax. No. He gave me signals after I started.
That's why I was saying that. You see, we need to understand probably the missing link between macroeconomic indicators and performance of the city. Right? You see, for me, the ranking is just a demand issue. Right?
Yes, sure.
And what does it mean? Demand on the dollar, which is a major trading currency.
Yeah.
You know, when it gets to the foreign market, isn't it? So, Honorable earlier on was making the point that at this period of the year, fine, that is understandable. But again, certain controls on the demand side of the economy, if they are neglected, those controls are neglected, it put pressure on the city. You understand? So earlier on, I was talking about the fact that if we don't get to manufacturing, if we don't get to value addition, we will continue facing some of these problems. Now, you see, check. Basically, two things per the Joy online publication. Two things that they reported. Demand on the dollar, and then disruptions of dollar inflow. Okay.
But the reasons are far more than that. Maybe
so I've talked about the controls.
Yes.
Okay, which a lot more factors need to be done to control these two things. All right. So what it means is that at this period, when businessmen are gunning up, to order for whatever imports they need to do for Christmas, all right, dollar would increase. At this period, especially with these Gulf issues, crude oil, I hear, has risen.
It's one of the main reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Has risen, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And when we get to these points, when even last year we were doing crude oil of 400 million, and now it's 500 million, what do you think will happen when crude oil, imports, gets to about 600, 700 million in a month? There will be so much pressure on the dollar. You understand? And simple economics 101 will tell you demand and supply and price, relationships, right? So obviously, when there is some level of shortage of the dollar and there is high pressure on the dollar, this is what will happen. So you will see a marginal increase, and all these things will trigger for some of these ratings to come.
Sure.
You understand? So if you compare the forces on the demand of the dollar in Ghana to that of, let's say, South Africa, and we see that South Africa has certain interventions which is not putting so much pressure on the demand for dollar in South Africa. Obviously, the rand will perform better than what we are seeing here. So these are some of the things that we need to understand.
Exactly. Because I think that the point in making sure that we industrialize our economy and making it export-driven, that point has been far made, not to me today.
Yes.
And you can see government upon government made efforts.
Yes.
Are you getting this? So that one we all agree with.
But it is the way we implement those policies that we do.
Sometimes in drawing a fine balance between encouraging and discouraging. That's even here on this table, we made a point that if we over push the dollar down, it might affect other aspects.
Okay.
Is that not it?
Thank you.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Kojo,
Hobson will wrap up.
Under the previous government, everybody was just exporting gold outside this country. Yeah. Those days, the law was that if you export, there's a certain amount, a percentage, that needs to come back to the country. And those monies were not coming. When they get to airport, they do their own kululu. And then if it is 10 tons, they can just say it's 2 tons. Then they smuggle it out. But today, it's not like that. Nobody can export gold without passing through the gold board. So we get the needed FC that we need. So I don't think we have a shortage of dollars in the system. Kojo, let me draw our attention to the Bank of Ghana at 612. Functions of the central bank. One of the things that I want Bank of Ghana to take note and work with it is what we just heard, that my brother bought $12 point something yesterday at Forest Bureau. One of their functions, they say license, regulate, promote, and then supervise non-banking institutions. In this case, Forest Bureau falls under this.
Yeah.
So they need to make sure they regulate. When they give you the FX, they tell you that you cannot sell it more than this.
When they give who the FX?
Huh?
Bank of Ghana don't give forex bureaus.
Oh, they get it from where?
It's buying and selling. But how do you think forex bureau get dollars?
Bank of Ghana gives dollar to the commercial banks.
And then the forex.
Bank of Ghana don't give forex to forex bureaus.
No, but don't the forex bureaus buy from the commercial bank?
No, they buy from the public.
It's not true.
Why do you think forex bureau get dollar?
It's not true.
The forex bureau buy dollar from the public.
Yes, the public they buy.
They don't buy from the bank.
Why do they?
Why would the bank sell dollar to forex bureau?
Stop this.
Okay.
You see, under MPP, there were 3 forex bureaus in this country who were controlling the rate.
Why, were you the one?
Wait. One at the airport, 2.
No, were you giving them dollar? Because you are at the airport.
I'm saying this.
You are at the airport there. Were you giving them dollar?
Oh.
Because it's illegal.
Kojo,
you know that. It's illegal. Forex bureaus don't get dollar from the banks.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. Bruce, Joy FM reported this.
That
quickly, government set in, and then they closed down the airport one. They arrested one at the Chudu, and the other one ran away. Immediately, that very day, by that action, the next day, it came down substantially. The rate. I am telling you that.
But let's correct.
I remember the arrest. That was,
but let's correct that.
You see,
Bank of Ghana do not give forex bureau dollar. Let's correct that.
Kojo, wait. I am saying that these 3 institutions, they were controlling the rate in the system. That's why I am referring us to the Bank of Ghana Act. They need to be up and doing that by supervising the forex bureaus and make sure they don't do what they want. They should go according to the law. You cannot say because you buy from the public. Yes, when I have money I want to change, I know someone that I'll call. Forex bureau, how much is the rate? He will tell me, yes, bring this amount. You come for it. It doesn't mean that because you bought it from me. Why? Is it not the Bank of Ghana rate that they use? No. To buy?
No, they don't.
They only
bureaus don't use Bank of Ghana rate. It's a demand and supply.
Okay.
It's a free market.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We're not a communist country. Bank of Ghana cannot dictate how much forex bureaus.
So someone can say $1 is 20 cedis.
As long as you buy.
Oh no, please.
What are you talking about?
Stop it.
Okay. Stop it. That's fine. Let's make progress.
Stop it.
Here. Now.
Is that what Baumia taught you or what? Please.
you are so obsessed with Baumia. It's unbelievable.
What is this?
What to do with Baumia?
He said Baumia is his teacher. And I said, is that what he taught him? Huh?
He said that.
Is that what Baumia taught him?
But did your teacher teach you everything you know?
No. I'm saying that.
Teach you to come and say the Bank of Ghana give forex to.
Is he
that what?
Is he economist? Are you economist?
No, but I'm asking.
Are you economist?
My brother.
You said Baumia taught you.
Listen to me.
You said Baumia taught you. And I'm asking you.
We have discussed the economy already. My brother, we've discussed the economy already.
That's fine. You like talking about Dr. Baumia. I don't know. You like him so much. But I can see that you like him.
No. I am saying that. I criticize some of his.
But you like him generally. Don't you like Baumia? Don't you like him?
I don't like him. I don't like him.
I know you like him.
I don't like him.
Baumia is a very humble guy. Very nice man. Yeah, you like him.
I am not saying otherwise, but I'm saying that some of the things that they say, I disagree with them.
Okay. But if you put that aside, you like Dr. Baumia as a very forward-looking guy, as a humble person, as someone who can become a very good president for you.
Kojo Tremantin, the gentle giant, and those kind of,
Okay, all right. Let's move on and talk about GN Bank's license restoration. Now, we've made aware that...
Make sure we deal with the e-visa too.
The what?
The visa free.
Oh, we will, of course, we will.
That's right.
I'm not sure anybody will disagree on the e-visa. That's why I want us to deal with that.
Okay.
So let's talk about the GN Bank. We are made aware we are made aware that the first branch will be opened in Elmina. We're asking, has justice been served? Now, let me start with you.
Well, you can help us with a preamble.
Okay.
Is this a new license to be issued to him?
No, this
or
is a restoration.
Is that what it says?
Yes.
Restoration or a new license?
No, restoration. The court says restore. Give him back his license.
Okay.
Yeah. This restoration thing, the ruling by.
Okay, so just before we move on, this one says, let me just deal with this message. It says that it's not true Bank of Ghana does not support bureaus. Licensed bureaus were supported in the previous administration. Don't know about current administration anyway. This is an information that
when
someone is bringing
means
in.
what? They give them.
They explain, but I guess
they supply them.
I did a check on that, so that's what I was conferring with Honorable. So Honorable, do you want to speak to it?
You want me to speak? No, I think that.
So the issue is that the contention was that Hobson believes that Bank of Ghana supplies the forex
dollars
to how do you call it?
The commercial banks and bureaus.
Commercial banks.
Forex bureaus.
Oh, that's how I understood it. No, he said commercial banks.
No, forex bureaus is what we're talking, not commercial banks. Forex bureaus.
So Hobson, per what I heard, okay, maybe Hobson may want to clarify that Bank of Ghana supplies, forex bureaus with dollars, okay, and other foreign currencies. And then Kojo was saying that no, they get it from the public.
Yes.
Okay. So the check is this. In Ghana, licensed forex bureaus obtain their forex exchange from the general public, commercial banks, international travelers, and formal business sectors.
The Bank of Ghana doesn't.
But for me,
commercial banks.
Bank
of Ghana gives it to commercial banks. Commercial banks give it to the bureaus.
There are two things here. For Bank of Ghana, they supply forex to banks, commercial banks.
Yes.
Okay. So it is a duty of a forex bureau operator to probably carry money, go to these commercial banks, and have that trade exchange.
Yeah.
All right.
Basic, yeah.
Just the same way as a foreign traveler, will come to Ghana with his dollars in his pocket and walk to
forex bureau.
So that exchange. But what I make out of this argument is that Bank of Ghana, unlike the operations where they will carry money and take to commercial banks, they don't directly supply forex bureaus.
It used to happen.
No.
In 99, 2000, they used to do it.
Yeah,
I owned a forex bureau, Gentle's Forex Bureau in Makola. Was mine.
Because
they used to do it. They used to auction dollars to the forex bureau directly. 99, 2000, they used to do that. But that practice has stopped.
No. At a point, they decided that they will supply the commercial banks. Then you go.
They used to. At 99, 2000.
So that's what I'm
saying. They used to auction dollars to us directly.
But now
it has stopped.
And there was a reform. No, there's a Bank of Ghana should give it to the commercial banks. Then forex bureaus will go to commercial banks.
No bank in Ghana.
Let's make progress. Let's make progress.
Even that what people go to commercial banks to buy.
So Kojo,
it's fine. Let's make progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, this whole thing about the appeal courts restoring this
the GN Bank license,
GN Bank. I think that for me it's a good thing. Looking at where GN Bank was operating from, the target market, its support to the economy then, and what they were doing generally, to help commerce and trade in Ghana. But then, could you let me pick it from this angle, all right? Looking at the entire banking sector cleanup, two things that I saw, or three things. A deliberate attempt on the part of some people to come together, plot a scheme to rob this country and depositors of their resources.
Really?
Yes.
How?
I will explain. All right. Number two, the supervisor, Bank of Ghana didn't do much. Probably out of complacency, or they decided it was a kind of negligence on their part to do the work they were supposed to have done to control, the banking sector. The third one, a kind of betrayal, to the government of Ghana and the confidence that, the government, both NDC in 2015 and MPP in 2017 to 2019. Kojo, I say that it was a kind of a ploy because check the figures and you see that bad debts on the books of some banks were so high to the extent that it was a matter of suspicion that how on earth would people take loans and would not pay? How? A kind of repatriating money to certain jurisdictions without pure accountability. So that's where I believe that there was a scheme to rob depositors. Far beyond certain things that probably I cannot mention.
But banks do business with depositors' money. So if it's agreed that they transfer it to other jurisdictions.
So if you are doing business, then it means that you invest, you plow back your money and your interest, and then it goes. But at a point where depositors come for money, and then it results to panic withdrawals, then what are we saying? Where is the money? Have you invested the money in a certain business that the money is not coming back? If that is the case, then it means that probably you are also not doing your work well, because you have invested in a market where you are not getting the money back at the expense of people who hold confidence in you. And that is bad business approach. All right. So that is my first point. The second point has to do with Bank of Ghana sleeping on its job. One of the key things was a failure in the governance structures of banks. And whose responsibility was it to put those things right? Bank of Ghana. And they were not doing it. Look at how certain banks got their licenses. Very suspicious. And all these things were things that nobody saw from where Bank of Ghana was seated. Even if they saw it, what remedy did they put in place? The confidence issue that I'm talking about, I just want to go straight. So In 2015, the then NDC government saw it. President John Mahama realized that we cannot just collapse the banks. Let us resource them. Let us recapitalize them. Let us give them certain reliefs in the form of loans. Bad fit. What happened to some of these monies? People created businesses with it, messed up these monies. Other people took loans, refusing to pay, and did nothing to pay those loans. All right? And so my question was that if these three things were missing, was it not going to be good for a total cleanup to, as it were, pick those bad knots within the system. Okay? Protect the interest of depositors, protect the interest of the markets, restore confidence, because obviously coming from the PNDC era, where people who were banking lost confidence in banks. And then we have traveled to a point where confidence in doing business with banks had come back. Then we hit another point where, it seems that if you are not careful, that confidence will be gone and gone forever. What do? We need to restore that trust and confidence. So, for me, it wasn't a bad idea. Certain precedents had happened in Nigeria and even in America. And what happened? What did they do?
So it wasn't a bad idea that what?
That these revocations came.
Okay.
That the cleanup came. Certain banks were collapsed and given to, receivers. Do you understand? So that at least there will be a situation where, depositors' money and their interests can be protected.
But today the Court of Appeal is disagreeing with all of those
That
reasons.
is where I'm coming.
Okay, get there soon. Get there quickly. Well.
So what I see from this is that I don't know what the Court of Appeal has seen differently from what, because the judgment, I'm yet to have a copy of it to read the entire document. But then the point is this: I don't really know what the Court of Appeal saw differently from what the High Court's ruling was. But I am tempted to believe that, this ruling will have some kind of implications. And I want to be snappy, right?
Yeah.
Implications to the receiver itself.
Okay.
Will be a major problem. And it will take a long time. I'm even tempted to believe that we are going to see so many court cases coming up. I hear that other banks that were collapsed, whose licenses were revoked, are at the courts.
Okay.
So this particular one is going to serve as
grounds
for them to also refer.
Okay.
Confidence in the financial sector. For me, one thing that I am scared of is the fact that probably other investors may not see this as a control, a takeover control by, the courts, instead of allowing, Bank of Ghana to actually operate within its defined, authority. And Kojo, the last one, implications to the market and business.
But they are coming back.
They are coming back.
Yeah. They are going to open the first branch in Elmina.
For instance, yes, you have said it. You have said it. But Kojo, I want to ask you, if you are done business with someone and something has happened and you've lost your money, you develop a perception, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if the person comes back, do you have that same confidence and trust?
A loss that was not his making.
So that is where the issue is, as to whether the consumer is aware that it was his making or not his making. Because at the end of the day, from a marketing point of view, consumers would always work to reduce their risk levels. Okay, so for me, yes, it is good. Like I said, he had over 300, Dr. Ndum Group Ndum had over 300 outlets spread throughout Ghana. But I think that from where I sit, I am tempted to agree with the general manager of Group Ndum, who said that it wouldn't be something that would take a day to rebuild.
Okay, all right.
And I think that they should have a framework, a marketing framework,
as they
go through.
Okay, thank you.
All these things.
I'm grateful I bring in Hobson.
Yeah.
Hobson.
Kojo, most of the things said by Doc, I will not repeat them. And I want to take it from another angle.
Okay.
Like I always say, the collapse of these banks, about 11 of them, was something I would term a deliberate, just to collapse people's business, because someone was a competitor. Someone was a competitor. You allow me small. Let me build the point. If you go to Cape Coast today, the burden of UT Bank, is being occupied by Data Bank today. You go to other places, you see them. Now, Group Indum, why was the bank collapse? People were just there, oh, we can't get our money and all those kind of things. In Mohammed's first term, Group Indum was giving loans to contractors. In fact, they agreed that yes, you give them what we are paying, automatically we'll pay the money through you so that you can get your money back. They did that, unfortunately. NDC one couldn't pay contractors when they left office. MPP took over. Then they said, oh, government, you are owing us this. MPP government commissioned an audit into those projects. And they agreed on a certain amount that yes, after the audit, we've agreed on this amount, so we are going to pay you this. Papa Kwesindum said, no problem. I want it. Kojo, one day I was in the office of the president. I was with the president, President Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
And I told him that, look, Indum's money is bringing something else. In presence of me, he picked a phone and called Ken Ofori-Atta. I asked you to pay the money. This is what I'm going to pay. He said, if you cannot pay all, I am saying this because it's not a lie. You can ask the man. And we said, I told you, if you cannot pay all, give him a payment plan. He said, yes, I will do it. So I was happy. But nothing happened. At a point, Pak Kwesindum had to hire Gabi Asarochedako as his lawyer, Gabi Garinimako as these two people as his lawyers. And you told them, if you take even 50% of the money, you just get me the money and take 50%. They worked out, how can Gabi come in and then it was not successful? That should tell you the mentality, the plot behind Indum's bank's collapse. Are you getting it?
So your argument is that if government had paid him the money they owed Indum, he would have been solvent.
Oh, yes. Are you getting it? We were in this country when people will go and demonstrate, we need our money. A friend of mine in Germany, Düsseldorf, he came and then he was naked, walking in front of a GN Bank headquarters.
Hey.
I'm telling you, because government is owing the bank and government is not paying, where is he going to get the money to pay the depositors? So this was it. It's not that maybe Indum's bank, I can talk to that because I am fully aware of Indum's situation. Other ones, I don't have that much this in. And now we are discussing Indum. That's why I'm opening up this way.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? So if someone sits and decide just to collapse people's business, look, Kojo, let me tell you one thing.
So you're saying that because in the banking sector collapse, they brought report on all the banks and why they've been collapsed. Now, GN itself wrote to the Bank of Ghana for them to be reduced from a universal bank into savings and loans because of liquidity issues.
That's right.
Now, the Bank of Ghana says when we even did the reduction.
But they didn't write. They were actually downgraded.
No, they said they applied to Bank of Ghana to downgrade them from universal. But that's the report we read, though.
They were about to collapse them, and they said, "Oh, don't collapse.
Yeah, bring us savings and loans." Yes.
Are you getting it?
So the Bank of Ghana says that they approved the request from the bank.
It was because Bank of Ghana had raised the capital requirement.
Yeah, to 400 million.
400 million. Which
yes.
They couldn't meet.
Yes.
That was the first point. So the downgrade came.
And then so at that point, when they couldn't meet it.
It was after the downgrade that they went back again somewhere in August, and then to check. And then they saw underperformance.
But they were downgraded to what?
Sorry, they were
savings and loans. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And then, according to the report,
they wrote for that.
Yeah, Bank of Ghana says they approved a request by GN Bank to be downgraded from a universal bank to savings and loans. Right. Unless that report we read is wrong.
Okay.
But I'm saying the report that came on the banking sector cleanup, they gave reasons: non-performing loans, capital adequacy ratio, and all of that. Are we saying all of the things they wrote about GN Bank was not true, but was to satisfy someone's eager to collapse the bank?
Kojo, have you had an issue with a police officer before? Whatever the police officer says is fine.
You the African.
No, I'm saying that.
On that. There was once I did. But I need to apologize to that policeman. I have apologized to him. But if he's watching me this morning, I'll apologize to him again. I think that I bulldozed my way through, which I shouldn't have, because that's not my nature. But it was at a point where I was I was looking at other things apart from me and my nature.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I came back later to him to say, look, I'm sorry. I should have done what I did. But if he's watching, he's not going to contact. I apologize to him again.
That one is exceptional case.
Yeah.
But something may happen, and you could see that it's the fault of the
police
officer.
person.
But because he's the officer, whatever he says is the final. Are you getting it? So in this case, I can tell you who was in charge of our finance ministry. And the finance minister then was also in competition with them. Look, one guy...
He didn't have a bank.
Is it?
Oh, okay. It's fine. Move on.
I'm not talking about Akufo-Addo, you know.
I know.
Look, UT Bank, Mr.
Captain Amoabeng.
During that time, he went to Nigeria to see the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. Oh, my brother, come and then intervene for me. I know you have some kind of relationship with our finance minister. The man agreed. He made an appointment. He came. And so, Accra is noisy. Let's go to my place. They went to Achim, Chebi. So they had a very fruitful meeting. And he assured him, once you are here, nothing will happen. And he even forced the man to sleep. And then left there around 4 a.m. He got to Nigeria, went to his office, midday news, UT Bank is closed. The man called. He said, the man has done it. He has closed it. They said, what? It's not possible. Then he sent him the news outlet, the link. He listened and said, wow. That extent. The man was saying, you tell me that this decision, I cannot change it. But you assured me. I left there. I left your house 4 a.m. and then 12 noon, news, the bank is closed. Are you getting it? So I am saying that Group Indu did not do something reckless that landed him in that. But government of Ghana was owing him so much, some 2.8 billion or something like that, when they agree on the final audited report, and government refused to pay. That landed him this. So I am sure now that Bank of Ghana has restored the license, he may go for maybe compensation and all those kind of things. Yes, are you getting it? Now, the money that government is owing is still there. And government of the day will see to it that they paid those monies because it's money that he gave to contractors to work. And that work is not his personal work. They work for Ghana. So he cannot suffer the consequences of that.
Okay.
So, me, I wish him well.
Okay. All right.
And I will also plead with Bank of Ghana not to even appeal. Not to even appeal. We should grow our own people. Look at the banks that we have here. If not from South Africa, it's from Nigeria. And the rest.
Okay.
And they are doing well. All these measures are not catching up with them. But why is it that the local banks are being tampered with? Okay. Because of competition.
All right, I hear.
Someone want to be ahead of others.
Thank you. I'm grateful.
Let me look. Everybody who has spent the last 5 minutes listening to Hobson, everything you've said is not true. Please, Hobson, this is national television.
Did I say it's local?
Please.
Did I say it's local television?
The amount of allegations and things you've said, please. Do you know the total amount of institutions that were closed down during the banking cleanup? Kojo, do you know? Do you know? The total amount of institutions that were closed down during the banking cleanup.
I'm talking about banks. I'm not talking about
institutions that were closed.
I'm talking about banks.
Banks included. 420.
It was 380.
420 institutions were closed down during the banking cleanup. Let me give the categories. The categories included 9 banks, 23 savings and loans, 347 microfinance companies, 39 microcredit, and 1 remittance company were closed down during the banking sector cleanup. Look, let me not bore our audience and let's go straight to Bank Indum, GN Bank. You make it sound as if it was because of somebody's diabolical nature that is why GN Bank was closed.
Excellent.
Kojo, if you know workers of GN Bank, call them. GN Bank couldn't pay salaries at a point. Because GN Bank, if you give a check, you issue a check, they couldn't honor the check. Why are we making it look like GN Bank was such a healthy bank and somebody closed it down? Look, when you are running a bank, there is something called capital adequacy ratio. Your capital adequacy ratio is how much capital you have as compared to how much unimpaired loans you can have. There are strict regulations from Bank of Ghana on this. For somebody to sit on national television and say that Group Indum was owed so much money and because of that, this, if they are paid the money. The minimum capital at the time, he was a bank. Group Indum was a bank. Then he couldn't meet the minimum capital.
How much was the minimum?
400 million.
The government is owing 2.8 billion.
But you see, let me explain something to you. You see, when you have depositors' money, the money that you give out to people as a loan is not your capital. There's a difference. That's a thing you don't know. You, the owner, there is something called Tier 1 capital, and there's Tier 2 capital. Depositors' money, people's money in your bank, is what you give it out as loans. When you started the bank, you started off with your own money. Mm-hmm. You cannot use, even if they paid him all that money, he couldn't use that money as his capital because it's not his money.
And you paid the...
No, please, let's stop that.
Pay the depositors.
No, let's stop.
No, how?
The capital ratio, the reason people said the bank was insolvent was that the owner of the bank needed to have a certain number of base capital. When you make losses year on year, it reduces your capital. That is why you heard last 2 months when we were talking about negative equities in Bank of Ghana, because the shareholders' money, the owners' money, has been eroded and jetly now, this just started a journal. I see. It's like you go to a shop. Somebody has a shop sitting there. The person started the shop with, let's say, 100,000 Ghana cedis. But Odin for 1 billion. Shop in Siho, and Yomagum, but Osha a car day. Now Osha in Jetria, the amount of money he owes is more than his capital. The shop is there, but it's insolvent. Let's educate Ghanaians, Hobson, please. Kojo. You see, let me land, please, stop that. When you say that somebody owed Group Indum, nobody is denying that. But what the Bank of Ghana was looking at, Bank of Ghana was looking at his capital. When your capital is low, he was reduced from a bank to a savings and loans. When Group Indum now became a savings and loans, at the time, the minimum capital needed was 15 million Ghana cedis. And even that, he didn't have as minimum capital.
Which one?
The 15 million.
For what?
For the minimum capital when he became a savings and loans.
Okay.
You understand? So today, somebody is saying that the appeal court has now given back his license. Under what condition? So are you telling me that, he's going to open a bank at Winneba? Fine. But under what conditions? Is it under the new 50 million requirement or under the old requirement of 15? Existing banks, which are savings and loans, are per the Bank of Ghana regulations, are supposed to get to 50 million Ghana cedis by December 2026. Does Group Indum has 50 million Ghana cedis minimum capital? New entrants, if you're a new entrant coming into the bank, you are supposed to have 100 million Ghana cedis. Nobody is against Group Indum having a bank. But you see, the court can make a ruling, but the court cannot give you a license. Because licenses come with speculations. Licenses come with money. Group Indum today cannot be given back his license under the old 50 million Ghana cedis. He has to come in with 50 million Ghana cedis.
Restore. He said restore.
My brother, when your license is restored, it's restored. Every license has a condition. Your license
He has already paid.
My brother, he's paid what? The minimum capital you need.
His argument is that when he was brought to savings and loans, he couldn't bring the minimum capital.
The minimum capital was 15 million Ghana cedis then.
And the point is that government was owing 2.8 billion.
It's not your capital.
No. Please,
stop
forget
that.
about this.
What do you mean forget about
He has given government money. Pay the money so that he can also run the bank.
This is the.
What are you talking about?
This is the separation between.
Make a point.
You make a point.
But I've not landed.
Yeah, you land.
You see, this is the separation between.
Prof, many people are comfortable with you. Everybody can see you.
When you speak, you understand.
What I say?
When you speak, nobody understands.
On the books of Bank of Ghana, there was nothing like, how do you call it, contractors who had picked loans from GN Bank.
Yeah.
You get it? And it is not the responsibility of Bank of Ghana to go and demand that money from the Ministry of Finance or the Ministry of Roads and Highways, or probably instructs that government should pay them. Because when Group Indum was giving those contracts,
those loans,
you know. Now the next thing is this.
But what Doc is saying is not entirely.
So let me. Because no, you.
Yeah.
Can I hurry up so that we don't land and I'll bring him.
Then the next thing is this. You see, Group Indum had given loans to contractors, right? But on what basis would Group Indum say that a contractor is owing me, and that is because the contractor had performed a service for the government of Ghana? So the government of Ghana should pay the contractor, and then for me, I see some missing link.
Okay, so let me make that point. You see, the point I was making, remember when people keep saying that Nana Addo and MPP government spent about almost 20 billion Ghana cedis in paying investment that would have otherwise been lost, as compared to spending 10 million to pay.
9
okay,
point
9 points. Okay, the 9 point something is the capital inadequacy of the banks and the institutions.
Yes,
they have taken depositors' money to the tune of almost 20 billion. At that time, we borrowed 24 billion Ghana cedis. So listen to this. The bank's capital requirement for them to be an OK bank is about 9 billion. But depositors' money that they have collected and lost was 24 billion. So which one do you give? Do you give the people who open the banks, mismanage their own capital? Do you give them that money, or you give it to depositors who went to the bank and put their money there? Who do you give the money to? You give the money to depositors, because depositors went and believed in that bank. So the 9 point something billion that Group Indum has lent to the contractors were depositors' money. They were not his own money, because if your capital is 15 million, how can you lend 9 billion? Ask yourself, if Group Indum, the minimum capital, right, is 15 million as a savings and loans at the time, you couldn't even meet 400 million. How can you lend 9 billion?
I did lend 9 billion. The 9 billion was the entire for the banks.
No, but he's saying that government owed Group Indum some huge money.
It wasn't.
How much is the money that he said government?
They agreed on 2.8 billion.
2.8 billion of Ghana cedis.
Yes.
How can somebody who cannot find 400 million Ghana cedis as capital have 2.8 billion?
But you've taken the money from...
Do you understand what I'm saying? So that 2.8 billion was not Indum's money. They were depositors' money. Because Indum's base capital for starting the bank, let's even assume he had 400 million, was only 400 million. But he didn't have 400 million. That is why there was a disagreement between you and Prof, whether he opted to be savings and loans or whether the Bank of Ghana made it. But at the time, the savings and loan minimum capital was 15 million. So how can a bank that you claim government owe, if government owe you 2.4 billion, then you can't find 15 million? So they are two separate. Let me land. Everybody kept mixing the two. Monies that were owed to these banks, people make that same argument for the Unibank. Monies that were owed to Unibank couldn't have gone towards his capital.
Okay.
They were not his money.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Honorable.
Okay, thank you. I think that...
But the banks were 10, not 9. 10.
I want to put this in perspective. I think that like the financial sector, like many other sectors in Ghana, we saw the influx of what? Foreign companies.
Banks.
And we thought that the angle of local content should be encouraged. That is why I think that space was open for a lot of Ghanaians to be able to take advantage of it. I.e., talking about the macrofinances, even the social groups were encouraged by Bank of Ghana. So you can see clearly under our law, the companies could 179. But unfortunately, we realized that, yes, that raised a bit of issues regarding confidence in the financial sector. Even though in 2014, I think that DN got it, I think before they were even the savings and loan, and they got upgraded to what a bank in 2014. Then, fast forward, these issues came up, and a lot of companies were looked at. I think government at that time, I think under President John Dramani Mahama felt that yes, things didn't go right. But like we say continuously, you don't throw the dirty water with the child away. Let's find a way to be able to support them because we want to grow our own. And I think that those support schemes, we saw other banks that they mentioned, some took as high as what? 600 million to augment their work. But that also didn't go well. And I even think that fast forward, we made laws, change our law, and gave a biting to what? To our law as per the Companies Act. That's 992. Where now, even if you are a director of a company and you do something that is untoward, you can be prosecuted. Some of them are even having prosecuted criminally. We saw that. So, but the big issue is that the debate has been that, yes, this has happened by Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana decided to revoke, after having downgraded and eventually revoke the license of what? A GN. And GN was not comfortable with that. They went to court. I think that per the court's ruling, the court upheld the stance of what? The Bank of Ghana. Then subsequently, they went for appeal.
Yeah.
Now the appeal court has gone contrary to what the High Court says and said that we are restoring and even giving a directive for the for even the receiver then, who was appointed, to act in accordance with what, making sure that they reverse all that they have done. The issue now is that the court has been able to, has passed this, that's the appeals court. People ask a lot of questions, yes. Giving back the lancers or restoring them with their lancers, does it amount to getting them the automatic operation in the system? I think those are questions people are asking. And people are saying that others are advising Bank of Ghana, they can go for an appeal based on the challenges, because even if you look at the receiver has operated for over 5 years now. Some of the things, even I think they've sold out some of the properties and all that. Indum raised concerns as to why he thought that they were not fairly treated, even though government or Bank of Ghana at that time also raised concerns about some inappropriate actions, talking about even related party exposures that are so high. They're talking about, like he said, capital inadequacy issues and many other issues they talked about. But Indum also said that the Bank of Ghana has skewed their focus on the particular thing without looking at the entire value of his company. But the big question is that, as we stand now, do we think that it is that easy for a group Indum to be able to operate? To me, I think that if government is deliberate about it, if Bank of Ghana is deliberate about it, because if it's about infractions, I made a point here one time ago that Bank of Ghana itself, one time in this country, they set a law placing financial limit on our salary 5%, because we cannot use more than 5% of revenues that we raise in this country without going to a tripartite committee. They issued that. We went beyond that without even that. What happened to them? So he who goes to the court of equity must come with clean hands. So I think that you don't treat, it's just like you are trying to correct a child. You don't hit the child with both hands. You hit with the right hand. If they want to run around, you bring them, because you have deliberate issues. Today, if we have these banks working, we make sure that those who are supposed to be criminal, they should criminal and punish them as we are seeing. If we have this bank working, I'm sure that most of our people that are running to South Africa and being humiliated there and being threatened with life will not be doing that. So I think that, yes, we can take the politics out of it, but let's begin to look at it. Yes, this time has come. No matter what, let's not shy away by making sure that when we have a Ghanaian start something, no matter what it is, but our laws should be respected. They should go through the law. If there's a way they can even pick that person's out and make sure that the system works to benefit Ghanaians, we do that. Okay. And you know the politics of it, of using 20 billion to solve a 10 billion problem. You know,
but he has explained that.
Kojo always explain to make sure that he's in the clean sheet.
That's explanation. I'm explaining the truth of the matter.
This explanation, this is the first time you are hearing.
No,
if you research, you know.
This is the first time you are hearing this explanation.
No.
You see, where Hobson.
So Kojo is not in the
For instance, we have a bank like the Heritage Bank. That got its license in the first 6 months of what? In 2017. And within the same period, they have to revoke the license again. So you ask yourself, what is the motivation? What is their crime? So all those things are factors that we have to look at. When it's Ghanaian, let's begin to
was it 2017? It wasn't all.
No, I'm telling you that they got their license first 6 months. That was when NPP came to power. They got their license in the 2017.
To operate Universal Bank?
Yeah, the Universal Bank. The Heritage Bank.
Heritage Bank. But they didn't get the license in the right way. They got their license in a dubious way. That's why it was revoked. Yes, you can't go and say that somebody owed me money. Look at the money that I'm owed from Cocoa Bank. Look on it to give me a license.
So were they given the license or not given? Who gave the license?
They were given.
They were given a license under dubious. Even the law says that they didn't pass. You've read the report. The report is there. Everybody can go and read it.
You see? Report is
yes, it's there.
It's there. But I'm saying that not that people don't like to read. No, people want to always put problem to others.
Why is that?
For instance, you made that point here.
That's why.
No, Doc, you made that point here. That license was granted by Bank of Ghana, and Bank of Ghana also revoked the license. Ask yourself that question.
So that's why
a lot of the people in the super.
That's why I said that.
Jailed.
You see, earlier on I made that point.
Including Ken Oforiatta. Including Ken Oforiatta. Should have been jailed.
Banks got their licenses, were suspicious.
Yes.
So, and that was why I also made the point that I felt that there were a certain network,
that was working.
And then But when Bank of Ghana, the relative.
Look, I'm grateful. We have to move on. I think we have.
I just want to.
We have our last topic. Let's move on.
Because of what Honorable said, just give me 1 minute. Okay. I want to believe that for us to build a solid financial system, these issues about politics should be laid aside. Number two, I feel that issues about human police interventions and others. You see, building a very robust financial system is what we need.
Okay, thank you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you. Let's deal with the Ghana Scraps visa for African passport holders, and then we'll move on. Who was the last person to start with? I think it is Hobson. Yeah, your favorite topic.
Okay.
Why is that so interesting to you?
Today he says we are going to 9:30.
Who said we're going to 9:30?
Kinsley.
Kinsley said that.
Anyway. You know he has been making.
Yeah. He said 45 crowns.
So you are happy that he's taking it to? He's not taking it to 9:30.
Is he?
As I sit here, I'm left with only 10 minutes. I'll close up.
Which is very good.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Hobson, 2 minutes.
Yeah. 2 minutes is okay. No problem. Kojo, you see, it's a refreshing news because amongst us, African countries, a lot of people can come here. When they see the potential, they can establish and then, boost the economy of Ghana. But you see, visa-free and free visa, two separate things.
Okay.
When we say visa-free, that one, you don't even need application at all. You don't need pre-approval and no fee. All you need is to pack your bag and baggage, take your passport, then you travel. That is visa-free. When it comes to free visa, you still legally require to apply, but you don't pay fees.
So that's what we've done.
That is what we are doing. So ours is free visa, not visa-free.
Okay.
Let's get it well. So that, other countries, we have free visa. People think it's a visa-free. You can just get up and go. No.
International man.
Are you getting it? So you need that. You need to apply. And then that will be online. That is the e-visa. Then within the shortest possible time, the immigration people will go through and then give you approval to come. You don't pay anything about it. But when you are entering, with the free visa, it's automatic.
Okay.
You just go through based on the standard of requirement, maybe health and others. We can ask you, let me see your return ticket. You show it, maybe a yellow card, vaccination card, you show it, that's all, you go. There are some places it's a requirement. South Africa, with Ghana's service passport, you don't need a visa. This time, I think it has covered all the thing. When I went there, I was traveling on service passport. I got there. Luckily for me, I was having my yellow fever card. Someone ahead of me was having the yellow fever, but he did not sign. There is a space that the holder must sign. Because he did not sign, that guy was returned. They did not allow him entry. So it's their requirement. They look at that one well. When you come to Ghana, you be like, where is your audition? That's all, you pass. They don't check all those things. So it's there. But you need to go through certain things and then make sure that you meet the entry requirement. Now, being that you can enter free of charge, you can also be denied when they find out that maybe you have some kind of criminal records in your country. And then the moment they find out, they will deny you. You cannot get the chance to enter. So we applaud the government of the day for this vision Someone will say, mention one policy, and I think it's a policy that will build the economy.
I think they know.
You know, a lot of Nigerians want to come to Ghana. This time, when they get to the border, they will not be stopped. They will come and then invest here. I mean, Kojo, when you go to East Legon, about 1/3 of...
But you did say Nigerians?
Yeah, Nigerians.
But it's ECOWAS. Nigerians don't... It's ECOWAS.
Yeah, but...
So why would you say Nigerians will come in? The Nigerians already come if it's free.
At a point, they were being stopped.
That what? It's ECOWAS. Nigerians don't...
I am saying that at a point, they were being stopped.
By who?
By MPP government. I was there.
Hobson, let's educate.
But you see, when you come in and then you twist it like this, I will give you the facts.
Statements. Kojo, some of these things, let's correct it.
Kojo, yeah. 2021, I took someone to Lome. When I got there, the officer in charge, the immigration boss there, we were together at the airport. So I went there to greet him. And he took me to a certain room. A whole lot of people. They were turning them back. Nigerians. They were turning them back. And he showed me one particular one that he has been there constantly 13 days on a row. Every day will come, they will send him, they will come. And I asked, why do you all? He said, hey, Ghana, our heaven.
Why are they being stopped?
You say?
Why were they being stopped?
I'm an immigration officer.
But you said you were there.
Listen,
you said you were there.
Listen,
once you were there,
you said you were there. Why were they being stopped?
Listen, I am telling you that.
Why were they being stopped?
Oh,
Robson, why were they being stopped? You said at that time you were in government. You were there as a government official. You were traveling around on service passport. You said that earlier. You were there.
When the immigration people say they are stopping them,
why were they being stopped?
Oh, Kojo.
Why? Explain to us. Why were they being stopped?
Kojo, I am saying that. You were saying ECOWAS, they don't need to be stopped. And I told you that at a point in time, they were being stopped.
Who?
And I'm giving you...
Why were they being stopped?
Oh, please.
If an ECOWAS citizen stopped at the Ghana border, there must be a reason. Why were they being stopped?
Stop that.
No, don't come and spew like here. ECOWAS citizens.
What are you talking about?
Your statement was that with this new
every year at the Nigerians. Why and find out?
No, but you need to give reasons why.
I don't need. I am not obliged to do that.
Why?
I am not obliged.
You are Ghanaian.
I am saying that. I am saying that. I have seen Ghanaians being stopped, Nigerians being stopped, and you cannot tell me that is not true. What are you talking about?
Why were they being stopped? Because there are several Nigerians in the country, right?
Yes.
Some were entering.
And I'm saying
why were some of them?
Kojo, I am saying that with this policy, they will not be stopped again.
But Nigerians don't need visa. That's the point. So don't mention Nigeria.
Why don't they need visa?
It's ECOWAS. It's ECOWAS, free movement of people. Nigerians don't need visa to come to Ghana.
Yeah.
Kojo, when you are talking and then you are closing your eyes and then you say, nobody can do that. I am telling you. No, Kojo, listen.
My time is
when I finish.
No, you've passed the 2 minutes I gave you.
Listen, Kojo,
let me move on.
Just seconds. I will give you the number of the immigration officer. The moment we close, call him right away. I am not going to call him.
You were a government official. You didn't call him and stop
I said, listen,
you are want you to just confirm what
I am telling you.
You were a government official at the airport. You are the official security at the airport.
Gentlemen.
You get immigration. You couldn't empower.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
I said I will not tell you.
Thank you.
They were being stopped.
Thank you. Yeah, but I come in.
And the MPP, they were being stopped.
Stop that, Jandan. Stop that. They will help you.
Basically, I think that we all have to. We all know that this is a very progressive move. More so because one would think that we are going back in our days where we try to lead the African continent in making sure that we set of ourselves a society that will be able to move freely without many hindrances. We know the drive right from the previous government where we are looking at the AfCFTA concept, where we think that African Continental Free Trade Area, 54 or 55 African countries should be able to trade within themselves. Embedded in this concept is also bottlenecks, where we have barriers that are hindering the progress of this aim or goal that we set for ourselves. So taking off this issues about what? Getting visa or the entry to our country, making it much more easier and taking all the cumbersomeness of it is a way to go. And clearly it's also been indicated that opening up the barrier doesn't mean that we are also opening the floodgates to what? To trouble. they are going to take measures to be able to tighten. Whilst we are making sure that the borders are open for free movement, we also tighten to make sure that people do not take advantage and come to cause more harm to us than we already have. So clearly, I think that it's a good move from the government, and we applaud them for that. And also they are saying that they want to dignify those who want to come, to boost our tourism, to boost our investment in many other things, making sure that you have to be staying, queuing at embassies to get visas is a thing of the past again. Today, we are Africans. And the President made the point very strongly that yes, whereas some other people think that we should not cooperate and work together. Like in South Africa, xenophobic attacks are happening. In Ghana here, we're opening our arms. We are not suffering from that phobia because we have no fear for a stranger just coming. And clearly, a definition of xenophobia will tell you, will say that it is what? The fear of what? An irrational fear of a stranger. That you assume that your woes are caused by a presence of somebody who is not from your country. And I think that's not who we are. We have challenges with even people who are flouting our laws in terms of even not having foreigners to do retailing. We have the way we go about it is not what we are seeing from all other countries. So Ghana once again has proven to the world that we are accommodating, we are willing to be able to accommodate, to make sure that AU, as we set for ourselves, even choosing the day to make this happen, means that the symbol of Kwame Nkrumah, the vision and everything is life and is kicking. We thank the President and the Minister of Foreign Affairs for once again taking a bold step to put Ghana on the
open to South Africans to come.
Yeah, we're open. They're already here. Like in Nigeria, we are seeing destructions of some of the properties that they have. In Ghana, that's
shop price and other things.
And when you read this, they will tell you that even between 1948 to 1994, when the issues of apartheid came in, the whole African continent felt that blacks were being treated badly. It wasn't just a struggle for only the South Africans alone. South Africans might be the frontliners of the struggle, but beneath or behind the scene, we do have many more African countries acting as submariners, providing support, even with military issues. I'm told even somewhere in Nigeria, sometimes they have to do contributions of money to support them financially. We are talking about diplomatic liberties. All that has been given. So clearly, they should look at it from one point of view. I told somebody that when I visited South Africa and went to Soweto, and I decided to go to Mandela's residence. When I got there, and you have to pay, they labeled that foreigners and locals. So I saw myself a Ghanaian in their land from Ghana. I said, yes. He said, any African coming here, don't regard yourself as a foreigner. You are a local. So he gave me back the 100 rand. That actually gave me some confidence. But what we are seeing today is completely the opposite. And I made a point. The South Africans put a point that they say, what? A rainbow nation that talks about unity and inclusivity. Let's come together, because it's a spread. Because even South Africa itself is so dialectical and tribalistic, in the sense that we have more than 11 languages being spoken. So if you are able to cooperate within yourselves, how are you not seeing your other African brother or sister as one of you? I think that we might have been having wars in Africa in terms of lack of job and other things, but I don't think that is necessarily caused by the presence of other African nationals in your country. Thanks to the President, thanks to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for taking the lead to get this done.
Thank you.
You know, the issue of visa-free is not new. It's not new. Visa-free for African nations is not new. It's been championed throughout other administrations. The Addo administration, NPP, we championed the same policy of visa-free to African nations. One of the things that everybody wants is movement of people. Without movement of people, trade can't happen. If it's difficult for me to move from point A to point B, then how do I trade? Because I've never been to that point. That is why when my brother said that Nigerians were held, I wanted to debunk that thing. Because there's a lot of, you see, our brothers who are just 30 minutes away, and they see us as one of the states of Nigeria, and we see them as our big brother. When my brother Hobson
let me send this
when my brother Hobson sits on TV and said that Nigerians were being stopped and this thing will let them come free, I wanted to debunk that. No ECOWAS citizen needs a visa to enter another ECOWAS country. It's free movement of goods and people. And that's been going on since we started Ghana, Guinea, Mali, and later it became ECOWAS. Let's put that aside. Whenever we are integrating as Africans, it's a good thing. The only problem and the only challenge is the mode of transportation. Today, if you look at how much it costs to go from here to Burkina, it's sad. There were times when if you have to go to Ouaga, the cost could be the same as a ticket to London. There were times when Kotoko was going to play in Egypt. They had to go into Europe before flying into Egypt. There were times when some teams have to go to Tripoli. You have to fly into Europe, to Italy, and then Alitalia will fly you into Tripoli. Even if you are to go to our offshore Sao Tome, right, and Principe, you can't go directly. You have to go through Lomé to go to Sao Tome and Principe. It's challenging just moving among ourselves. And for me, those are the things that our leaders should look at. How do we get the freedom of movement? Because the visas you can make free, right? But if the people are not traveling, if it's difficult for me to go to Guinea, going from here to Guinea is a challenge. Right now, if I want to go to Guinea-Conakry, how do I get there, right? And how do Guinea-Conakry come? I mean, to Ivory Coast, there is Air Avoir, which has been coming in, but you might have to go to Abidjan to now connect from Abidjan to Conakry. There is no direct flight from Ghana to Conakry. So we need to fix that problem of movement. And if our leaders, when they go to their ECOWAS meetings, their AU meetings, and they put a lot of effort into some of the decisions that were made. A West African airline was proposed as far back as 2002. 2002 was when ECOWAS proposed to have West African airline. Up to today, there's none. There was Slog Air, which was doing a lot of West Coast movement. Then now there's A-Sky, which does a lot of movement. But when Slog Air went, now to move around, to go to Liberia and all these problems is a challenge. Today, I don't know how you even go to Freetown, okay? So the problem is not the cat. The problem is the horse. And the horse is instituting transportation for the free movement. When people can move genuinely, then the importance of a visa-free now comes into fruition. But for now, somebody sits in Douala, somebody sits in Conakry, somebody sits in Uganda, wants to come to Ghana, and it's difficult as coming to Ghana as maybe it's easier for him going into Europe. The Francophone countries can go to France quicker than they can come to any of the Anglophone countries. So the importance of what we envisage, the Pan-Africanism of Du Bois, the increments of the day, what we need to get done is to make sure that we put vehicles and measures in place to facilitate the movement.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
That's why this is a very good...
I thought you were asking what they did on the visa.
Oh, no, I think
the last part is to you. Doc, can you wrap up for me in the next 1 minute, 30 seconds?
I think that we need to commend the two successive governments.
Just commend this one.
That's what I'm doing. You don't want me to mention two successive governments, right? So Kojo,
no, please, Kojo.
But it's true. This visa free thing is not. No. Yeah, so
what did you do?
I realized that Nana Akufo-Addo's government started it, and it has been implemented by
John Mahama's government.
And the essence of it is for Ghana and Africa in general. So apart from what Kojo, Honorable, and Hussein have said, I think that we need to mark these points, all right, so we could know the benefits that we stand to get. In terms of cost, applicants, I mean, this is something that there's going to be a massive relief, to people who apply for visa to come to Ghana. We know that we are not too happy when we pay huge sums of money to, these European and American, US embassies, and we still don't get it. You understand? This one, when you apply and you don't get it, it means that
you've lost nothing.
You've lost nothing.
There's the time.
Yes. Continental integration is very important, and I'm happy Ghana is leading once again.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
There's the need for skill and capacity building.
Okay.
We have so many experts spread through Africa, that we need, to go to some of these countries to help.
Okay.
And Ghana, we need some of these experts. So I believe that this visa-free thing
will help. Okay. All right.
And
thank you.
Issues about Kojo, why?
Well, my time is up. I need to run.
Kojo is still not 9:30.
No, I need to run. This one here says, enjoying the show, keep it up. Hobson liked Dr. Baumia, but it's hard for him at this point. Because sent
which one?
From Bogoso.
Which one?
You says you like Dr. Baumia. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. No. He says you. From all that you're doing, you like Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
I like him.
But yes. That's what Big Pass is saying. This one here says...
they are friends.
Yes. Okay. This one says, a glorious birthday to Miss Helena, to Benyo, a.k.a. Miss Lena of Ayawaso West Wugon. Do have a fantastic celebration. Cheers. Anyway, indeed, Kwadun Safwa-Poku has said it all. There's a clear mismatch in respect to our voodoo economic gains as against the reality confronting Ghanaians. The interesting part is that it is only NDC that understands their position and the general public doesn't. Nana Ekwama Boateng, Ablekuma Central, aka Dr. Baumia, will be president in 2028. He brought this one in. This one says, happy birthday to the angel that lights up my life. Please listen to love letter, please. Happy birthday to the angel that lights up my life. I am so grateful to God that I was able to find my way to you, and I can love and hold you for the rest of my life. To my beautiful wife, you are my today and all of my tomorrow. Thank you for being my everything. From your husband, Dominic Kisiyaboa, the kids, Minerva, Deandra, and Nana Yao will love you, Lydia. And that's the wife of Dominic Kisiyaboa.
But Dominic?
Yes. Today is the birthday of the wife. So,
and you can write love letter like that.
Oh, yes. No, hold on. Let me do it again for Dominic. It says, happy birthday to you, angel that lights up my life. Mm-hmm. I am so grateful to God that I was able to find my way to you. And I can love and hold you for the rest of my life. To my beautiful wife, you are my today and all of my tomorrow.
Ish.
Thank you for being my everything. From your husband, Dominic Kisiyaboa, the only producer who is known by the president. No. My producer is known by the president.
Hey, Kisi should be the last consultant too.
It says to, from me, Dominic Kisiyaboa, the kids, Minerva, Deandra, and Nana Yao will love you, Lydia. And I know why Dominic is... Look, Dominic's wife is a fantastic woman. So we celebrate you, Lydia. From all of us here, from all of us here at Joy News, we say happy birthday to you.
Lydia, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Lydia, tell your husband I have an unfinished business with you.
There is okay for all of us. There is for Hobson.
This one says, good morning, Kojo. Please listen to this one. Good morning, Kojo. Askai flies from Accra to Conakry. Mm-hmm. Both Askai and Kenya Airlines flies from Accra to Freetown. Okay. That's the information that someone is bringing in.
All right. Maybe if you go to the report, you can see that now we're going to have
thank you very much for doing the watching. We have a lot more for you here on the show. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. To stay with us.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the place. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hi, now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
From Africa to football's biggest stage, you are invited to be a part of it. Feel the rush, the passion of every moment. Don't just watch the game, live the FIFA World Cup experience. With VIP seatings, exclusive lounges, gourmet dining, priority access at every turn, luxury all around you. Seamless, effortless, exceptional. Because this is more than a ticket. This is your FIFA World Cup 2026 experience. Brought to you by Match Experience Hospitality. Call 055 155 1119 or visit matchexphospitality.com to secure your packages or walk into any Absa Bank branch, our official banking partner, for more information and payment.
Now let me share my wildlife experience with you at Safari Valley Eco Park.
Welcome to Safari Valley.
Our electric shuttle pulled up, and in no time our tour began. We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park. We were greeted by experienced tour guides who took us through orientation and how to better enjoy the experience. Watch these animals roam freely in their natural habitat undisturbed by our presence. We saw zebras, sable antelope, brown cranes, mara, silky chicken, nyalas, Shetland ponies, and so many animals I just couldn't keep up. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife, their behavior, and how to interact with them. I even fed them. We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Then we took a break to have lunch in this serene environment. All this amazing experience for this price for adults, this price for teenagers. It's a bargain. As the sun began to set, it was time to go back home, but not before dinner by the campfire. It has been a thrill of a lifetime, and I can't wait till my next visit.
Safari Valley Eco Park, bringing you closer to nature.
The bottom line has been drawn and history is calling. 2 giants, 1 trophy. Will this be Arsenal's first ever Champions League trophy, or is PSG lifting it again for the 2nd time in a row? Join your #1 entertainment radio station, Hits 103.9 FM, at the Aviation Social Center as we watch Arsenal versus PSG battle on a giant screen. Ghana, get ready for the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026. This year, we've ramped up the excitement with sports quiz, soccer tournament, the Champions League anthem competition, esports, JAMA, and more. All roads lead to the Aviation Social Center. Swag up your jerseys. Wear your football club jersey proudly. And let's all meet at the Aviation Social Center from 10 a.m. to late. Mark the date, Saturday, 30th May 2026. And get ready for lots of fun with friends and family. Entertainment with your favorite Hits FM personalities. Music with the Hits FM DJ squad. And amazing prizes to be won from 10 a.m. to the climax of the UEFA Champions League finale match in grand style. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026 is powered by Joy Sports with support from Joy Prime, Joy News, Joy FM, and My Joy Online, and proudly sponsored by TCL, Inspire Greatness, Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuel for all. Soccer Bet, your best bet for sports betting. Didi Shito, Efiedienye, Heineken, share the passion. Twisco chocolate food drink, power your dream. Ashesi University, educating the next generation of ethical and entrepreneurial leadership for Africa. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app, Abaco Services Baby. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone Papa Pafi. Day by day men, strong and refined. The skincare you deserve. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders. Citizen Sports Mall, level up your game. Aqua Natural Mineral Water, Obenumanum Bium, DSTV. Feel every moment. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey 2026.
Chelsea. Yeah. Like a little heartbreak is fine, but the color of my blood is blue, says Chelsea. But this is just to remind you that the Rep Your Jersey is happening on Saturday at the Aviation Social Center. You don't want to miss it. And I'm going to talk to one of our partners who's made it possible. But watching the show this morning is the Western Regional Minister who's been doing the watching all through. Thank you so much, sir. Joseph Mensah, for watching the show. You are an avid watcher of the AM show. Joseph Nelson, thank you so much for watching the show. But let's talk about Rep Your Jersey. Kojo, leave the camera. Leave. All right. So this morning we're joined by Benjamin Boahene, trainer of TCL for TCL Ghana. Benjamin, it's good to have you. Good morning. Do you want to take a second to explain to me why you're wearing Arsenal jersey?
It's actually sponsoring Arsenal. So with most of our attires and dresses, yeah, we have Arsenal in them.
But it's not like you like Arsenal.
Yes, okay, it's not like I like Arsenal, but TCL sponsors Arsenal. Arsenal is also one of the best. Currently, they are performing, so yeah.
What team do you support, apart from Black Stars?
I don't support Black Stars, but I'm a Madrid fan, so.
Tell me about TCL. Tell me a lot about the company.
Okay, so TCL is one of the major brands currently. Globally, it is very known, and it was established in 1981. So it has been in performance for a long period. TCL operates almost everywhere in the world, and we produce television, air conditioning, washing machine, fridges, soundbar, and a whole lot of items. So when it comes to electronic appliances, TCL is one of the best globally, and it is well known.
So what does TCL stand for?
Okay, so the name TCL is Telephone Communication Limited. But then when it came to Ghana, they gave it a tagline, the creative life, so it stuck. So people normally see TCL as the creative life, and it's also okay, but we always want to inform and then educate our customers on the actual name for the company.
Okay, so the 16th edition of the Rep Your Jersey is happening this Saturday, and I'm quite curious why TCL is quite interested in partnering with us.
It's a long-lasting program which has been running, as you said, 16th edition, which we know there's a lot of people who gather at this spot to have communications with each other, also get to learn more about themselves, mingle, and then have social networking. So we thought partnering with you guys to ensure that people also come, get to know more about our product, get to learn about our product, and also have an experience with the product, and then later either go buy it or convince their other colleagues in getting it.
The industry that you operate in or from is quite competitive. What makes TCL very different from the others?
So with TCL, we have our customers in mind. We want to be a future-centric appliance. So we want to ensure that whatever item we are bringing out, we are urging our customers in entering into the future-centric level. Some brands like to come out with appliances or stuff which helps them in their current form, but then we want to usher our customers into the near future so that when there are other intelligent aspects of items coming out, TCL customers would be easier to be ushered into the future items without any difficulties.
I definitely will look forward to seeing your team, yourself, at the Aviation Social Center, but what should I expect?
It will be very, very good for you to come. Your expectation should be high because last year it was very wonderful. A lot of people came, what they saw was very, very nice. They enjoyed it, so I would urge you to come. And you should put your expectations high because you would come, you would love it, and you would enjoy.
Okay, so last year you were part.
Yes.
Share your experience with me last year.
So with last year, the match was very cracking, and you could see supporters and those whose team were not able to get to the final, the against members, they made the thing very, very enjoying. So if you want to re-experience the same thing, my part is for the against people. The way they were doing the against was too massive. So you just come and then experience all these things for yourself.
So 30th Saturday, it would be the finals for the Champions League.
Yes.
You say you're a Real Madrid fan?
Yeah, I'm a Madrid fan.
Okay, but who are you rooting for this Saturday?
This Saturday is Arsenal. I'm rooting for Arsenal, 100%.
Okay. Oh, all right. I mean, you have your offices or your showrooms across the country, right? Very easy and accessible?
Yes. So, as I said, we are also co-partnering with EGL, Electroland Ghana Limited, and they are having a wide range of shops all across the country, with their main head office at Ring Road. So when you get there, you can get all items needed from TCL.
Okay. You want to share your contact details, any other information that you want to share with us?
Sure. So with any TCL needs you want, you can contact me on 0544 770948. 0544 770948.
Okay. That will be all. We have a date at the Aviation Social Center. Are you coming with your friends except outside your colleagues?
I'll be coming with my team and EGL also.
Okay. Well, so it's a busy day for us. Rep Your Jersey, grab your jersey, join us. The Hits FM Rep Your Jersey is happening at the Aviation Social Center. You want to be part of this. PSG has really dealt with Chelsea for some time. So I'm conflicted. Me, I'm into supporting us now. But also PSG there, it's, you know, my full support is against both teams and all of that. But whichever, I'd love to see you at the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey, as well at the Aviation Social Center, exactly at 10 a.m. You do not want to miss it. But this is how we'll wrap the show. You don't want to miss the conversation that's coming up shortly. We're asking the question whether to nationalize or reform our natural resources in this country. And that conversation will be moderated by none other than Winston Amwa. You want to stay. Benjamin, thank you as well.
Thank you.
Hunter Pele was here earlier. Thank you for watching.
Now, since its rollout in January 2023, the Bank of Ghana has disclosed that it incurred losses of 317 million Ghana cedis in 2023 and some 1.82 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 under the Gold for Oil program. That brings the total losses to some 2.14 billion Ghana cedis in over 2 years. The central bank says that it injected 4.69 billion Ghana cedis into the program, effectively losing 45% of its working capital, or the capital it actually deployed in effort to stabilize fuel prices and then also to support the city. Now let's break this down further. On March 13, 2025, the Bank of Ghana officially ended the Gold for Oil initiative, citing heavy financial losses sustained as the primary reason for shutting it down. Now, Gold for Oil was actually introduced in December of 2022 in response to surging fuel prices, with diesel retailing as high as 23 cedis per litre. And petrol, you recall, was around 17 and 18 cedis at Goyo stations in November of 2022. A sharp cedi depreciation and the rapid depletion of foreign reserves forced the government and the Bank of Ghana to try an alternative strategy, that is, use gold and not dollars to purchase petroleum products from the international market. The logic behind the program was very simple. Ghana needed a workaround to its dollar shortage that wouldn't further drain the bank's reserves or worsen its currency depreciation. The goal was to ease pressure on the cedi by preserving scarce foreign exchange reserves. Ghana spends about $400 million each month importing fuel or fuel products, making it the major driver of dollar demand in the country. Reducing that pressure, even partially, was central to the program's logic. The bank had already launched a domestic gold purchase program in June 2021, partnering with the then Precious Minerals Marketing Company, PMMC, now rebranded as a Gold Board, to buy gold ore from local miners in cedis and then refine it abroad for Ghana's official reserves. The aim at the time was to double Ghana's gold reserves within 5 years, then standing somewhere around 8.7 tons. Now that gold stockpile now exceeds 32 tons, nearly quadrupling in under 4 years. That's according to the central bank's own data. The domestic gold purchase program was later expanded to include the Gold for Oil framework. The Bank of Ghana, through PMMC, purchased ore in cedis from local miners and handed it over to designated gold brokers. In some cases, the brokers sold the gold internationally and deposited foreign currency directly into Bank of Ghana's offshore or nostro accounts. These funds were then used to buy petroleum products for domestic market. That was very simple. The Dor gold was either swapped directly for fuel or refined first and then exchanged for petroleum products. The fuel was delivered to Ghana, but the dollars used to buy it remained overseas. As a result, the local economy saw no direct injection of foreign currency. Notably, the entire arrangement was never subjected to parliamentary oversight. The ruling government at the time argued that the Gold for Oil program was not an executive policy, but a central bank initiative, and therefore did not require any parliamentary approval. The criteria for selecting these gold brokers, the fees paid, and the number of intermediaries involved have never been publicly disclosed. The cedi did stabilize in months after the G4O was launched, and fuel prices actually fell. While it's hard to actually isolate the program's direct impact from that of the IMF deal signed in May of 2023, the reduced dollar demand from oil importers likely contributed to easing exchange rate pressures. By November 2023, the then Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, told Parliament during the 2024 budget presentation that the Gold for Oil program accounted for some 30% of petroleum imports. No major updates followed until the release of the Bank of Ghana's 2024 financial report. The bank attributes most of the 2.1 billion loss to foreign exchange losses, but the key details remain missing: the volume of gold acquired, the fuel supply, the commissions paid, the intermediaries involved, and the broader impact of the program, all gone missing. With over 2.1 billion Ghana cedis in reported losses and little transparency about how that program was run, the Gold for Oil has ended as a costly intervention. Well, it may have brought some temporary foreign exchange relief and cheaper fuel, but it ultimately left a deep hole in Bank of Ghana's books.
Ghana sits on gold, oil, lithium, bauxite, and other critical minerals. But who's really getting rich from this natural wealth? Should Ghana take greater control of its resources, or does that alone change anything? But here's the real question: will more Ghanaian ownership automatically mean more prosperity? Or does the real answer lie in stronger governance, value addition, and accountability? This Tuesday, Joy Business hosts a major national roundtable discussion on the theme to nationalize or transform, rethinking Ghana's approach to mining oil and critical minerals. We're bringing together policymakers, industry leaders, and experts to discuss what really must change for Ghana's wealth to truly transform this nation. Guests include Engineer Kenneth Ashibe, the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Samuel Menu, economist, IEA, Wisdom Popolampo, Mineral Economist, Minerals Commission, Dr. Edo Ususakodie, Executive Director, Center for Policy Scrutiny, Dr. Frank Boateng, Acting Director, Institute of Mineral Resource Investment and Governance, UMAT, Gideon Ayi-Owo, Partner, Resources and Industry Expert, Deloitte Africa. Join Joy Business live on Joy FM and Joy News TV from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesday, 26th May 2026. You can also join on Joy News YouTube and other social media handles. To nationalize or transform, a national conversation on Ghana's future.
were living in one of the pavilion behind. Later that we had this new building. Then we now moved to the new building.
You did a lot. They have come here and asked us, and they have continued our 6-unit classroom building.
A lot has changed. After documentary, we had 60 tables and chairs, then a 10-bedroom teacher accommodation.
We have never been fair to these young children. The children are suffering. We applied for school feeding, which will have also helped to increase the enrollment.